Hello everyone and welcome back to Coinpoker's Cash Game World Championship. It's still day 2 actually, the second session that we're going to stream since we went live a little bit past midnight last night for a bit under 3 hours. But yeah, it's 3 p.m. Central European Time or 3:12. And we've got a couple tables running, including some really nice names in there. Linus is in the mix. We got the Champ Prodigy returning as well. Decky is in there. Munez. Big Deck also, who's, I think, one of the top guys in volume as well, returning into this. So I believe we have a guest. So I will check and invite him. Give me a second. And hopefully Prodigy might check in with us later. Let's go. I was hoping for a daytime stream. I saw your message, or I saw your comment on YouTube, Bigfoot Bird. If you have any insights on when the games are running or when you think the games would be best to stream, please, I sent you a message on Discord, so just let me know. Okay, I got a guest. Call him. Hello? Test? Can you hear me? I couldn't hear you just now. I saw the lights on Discord appear, but I could not quite hear you just yet. Yeah, no worries. And I see a name that I hadn't seen yet. Monkey14 at the tables. Sonamu's also in the mix. And somebody called Common Good One 888 as well. So some new names that weren't part of the previous Cash Game World Championship. I've got the leaderboard, by the way. We can have a look at it. Actually, right now, why not? So I think this is... How many updates? I guess just one, right? Or... we started Monday. So this should just be one updated, maybe two. I'm not sure exactly. But Davy Jones taking a huge lead, actually. Currently up 6 binds and a half in EV. And is over EV. Pretty insane win rates. Especially considering, well, volume-wise, it's decent. In that, I mean, compared to the rest, of course, I know 1,500 hands is not exactly a big sample. Yeah, Chile is also up there. Pretty big gap, actually. Xiao Jun in 3rd place. Full Lord Eye trying behind. Kevin Paquet. Oh my god, he's so far under EV result-wise. That's kind of sick. It's quite a few hands, though. One of the guys that's played the most so far. We see Barak returning, Joe Adams in the mix. Maybe playing more than last time. I mean, he's off to a decent start here. He's actually above EV currently, result-wise. Linus, currently with almost 2k hands. I mean, that was at the last update. Decky. Oh, High Mark returns as well. And Light, he just played like a few orbits yesterday. That's actually pretty funny. Lama's in there, Prodigy. Not off to the best start, but it's, I mean, obviously still very early and it's not even one bind. Matt Marinelli is in there. Chris Nguyen. Rigged. And Munez off to a difficult start, but again, it's just so few binds. Not super telling, I think. Have you been, Bigfoot Bird? What's new with you? Yeah, I did talk a little bit with Prodigy earlier, and hopefully he'll join us once he's done playing today. Check in with us. I think for us to have sound from under the table, I need to click on it. Oh yeah, okay. For some reason it's always kind of loud. All right, let's try and see some interesting hands. How many players is it so far? Let me count. I think 30. That's actually a pretty good number. Wait, last time. Okay, we ended with 43 last time. So 30 is actually pretty good. We're already like, I mean, this is day 2 of 28 days. Let's just check this hand and then I'll switch to the show tables. Obviously, it's easier on the eyes. Hello?
Hello, can you hear me?
Yeah, how you doing? Can you hear me? Hello?
I'm doing quite well.
Oh wow, he said that and immediately dropped. Okay. Nice lineup. Looking forward. Yeah, it's a very sick lineup actually. I was saying earlier, I was pretty hyped about Davy Jones being in the mix, given how much credit he's always been given about those ring games. And well, let me tell you, he's delivering so far. Amazing lead.
Hello.
Hey.
Is my audio good now?
Yeah, it's all good actually. Sounds very clear. Nice.
Yeah, I couldn't connect on my laptop for some reason. My mic is not working, so I'm on my phone now.
On your
Hopefully
phone.
this is okay.
So you have to hold your phone the whole
Yeah.
time.
No, I mean I just put it on the desk, so it's
Okay.
fine.
All right. Hey, what's going on with you?
Quite good. I played a live tournament for the first time in ages today. I didn't really enjoy it. I think I'm not. I think I'm meant for online.
Well, what was wrong with it? Too slow or?
Yeah, way too slow. You play like 20 hands an hour or something, and then I was short stacked for half of it, so I was just playing almost like jam or fold pre-flop. So
Yeah.
there isn't a lot of like strategy going on. But yeah, happy it's over.
Do you find it interesting at all, like looking at people trying to pick up on like when they're strong or weak, and also counting the the pots and the stacks?
Yeah, I mean, counting the pot is a bit of a chore, but like live reads, I'm kind of into. Like it's quite fun, but for me, it doesn't compensate for how slow it is.
Yeah, of course. You saw the leaderboard?
No, I didn't even see that there was a leaderboard.
Okay, I'll.
Can you show me?
You want me to show on stream, or I can link you also? I'll link you as well.
Just link me, yeah.
I'll show it again. And yeah, Davy Jones off to a super strong start. It's only 1,500 hands, of course, but doing very well. And then Shile is up there, Xiao Jun. Actually, I didn't see Xiao Jun play much. Like immediately after the tables opened, he was trying to get some anti-games going, and nobody was really into it. And then yesterday, there was no anti-games going either. So I think he might have resolved himself to just playing non-anti-games. And apparently did pretty well. Kevin's in there.
Yeah, a lot of familiar names, but like more newcomers than I would have expected. Because like currently it's quite hard to rise through the ranks, like
Yeah.
without like much high stakes action recently, like through the like last year. But I do see like quite a few names I don't recognize.
Like who?
Um, Who is fold or die trying, for example?
I don't know. I think he wrote on the Discord that he said he was one of the screen names and said like just people wouldn't know him. He just wanted to play some in the challenge.
Yeah, I don't know the monkey guy either. I don't know Top Cat. And Dunkaroo, someone says some American rag, but I don't know who he is. And
Yeah.
Slotto, I don't know.
Obviously, it's like very low volume, so I feel like I kind of already tell that's what you're gonna say. Like it's like meaningless, but anything that stands out, considering like some of these guys are already at like 1,500 hands, 2K hands.
No, I mean this is just like all a flip basically after 1,500 hands. That being said, like Davey being first is probably, yeah, like he is like a top 3 reg in the challenge, so
Yeah.
that's very deserved.
You know, I kept hearing, so like going into the previous high stakes world championship, I didn't really know about this scene. You know, in high stakes, like who was like really good. And then I kept hearing about Davy Jones as one of the guys that like in high stakes is, you know, one of the goats that like got a win rate that seemed like it shouldn't even be possible. So do you think it's still the case where he's like one of these top guys that should be performing very well?
Yeah, I mean he's arguably the best player in the world and has been for like years. I mean
Okay.
it's all like subjective, but like it's impossible not to put him at least top 3.
And what do you think? Like, is there one particular thing that makes it so? Like, is he just really good at intuition, or is he just like well-rounded and good at every aspect of it?
I mean when you're that good, you have to be good at. I'm not gonna say like everything, but like obviously you have to be very call-rounded. Top Cat is calls 1x. Someone is saying in chat. That's good to know.
Yeah.
I wouldn't have expected him to play the challenge. But yeah.
And then somebody asks, who's on the call? This is Hierophant, one of the players that played in the mid-stakes championship that we had in June. What's up, Forest Fox? And Bigfoot Bird said Dunkaros is Mick Bill from ACR.
Oh, I see. Okay, that's good to know. So the only ones I don't know are, in that case, Whispering Tide, Third Sandwich, and
Third Sandwich is a French player, like that's with BitB called Pierre.
Oh, he's a Bitby guy.
Yeah.
All right. Okay, so mostly people that are like known.
Yeah, it seems so. Hey, nice to see Joe Adams back, by the way. Like in the previews, how did he do again exactly? I think he was just down a bit, like didn't play a lot. Maybe this was on the bigger side for him. Let me look.
Yeah, probably. Like it's probably on the bigger size for the majority of people playing.
Yeah, he played 12K hands.
Especially recently.
He played 12K hands and had minus 111K in EV. And actually finished under EV minus 154. So much better start here this time around. Are you surprised by the amount of people that already played, or do you feel like it doesn't mean much because some people will play a little bit in start and then not play again? Because the last one, maybe they removed some names actually. No, there is some names, like for example, Free Nachos. He's on this final leaderboard updates, and he had only 68 hands. So I don't know if they removed anyone. They probably didn't. But so it finished with 43 entries, and now we already have 30 day 2 of this one. Do you think it means anything?
Yeah, probably you're gonna. Yeah, I think you're gonna surpass the numbers last year.
Okay. Well, that would be nice, to be honest.
Yeah, I mean, it kind of makes sense. Like now, more people kind of know about it, you know.
Yeah.
So
the hours seem very different as well, because I just remember like mainly focusing on streaming from the evening. So when the games would restart at like 9, 10 p.m. and then deep into the nights. But it seems like this one so far, it's run in the morning up until in the evening mostly, and then like late evening goes on again, but maybe not as busy. So might be totally different hours for this one.
Yeah, I haven't really been paying attention yet, but probably should wait like a little bit more because like there's some randomness, I guess, during what times people play.
Yeah. I asked Linus about his hours, and that's what he mentioned. He said that he would probably play from like early in the morning until like maybe afternoon to evening at the latest. So maybe he's trying to have like some good schedule.
Mm.
So maybe that's the
Yeah,
hours I'll focus
I'm
on.
not sure what time zone everyone is.
Yeah. It seems like there's most Europeans and less, at least so far, North Americans in there. But of course,
Yeah,
like some of the
that's
players
how
are in
it is
Asia.
at yeah, that's kind of how it is in high stakes. Like the vast majority of guys are Europeans, then like a couple Americans and like one Asian guy or something.
Yeah.
But it's like very Europe dominated, at least like online cash.
Operator asked when the leaderboards drop. It's already up. Actually, it's going to be shared. It's going to be updated daily on the Twitter of Poker Strategy, which you can see at the top of the screen, Ian Poker Strategy. And it looks like this. And I like that at the bottom it says when it was last updated, which that was today in the morning, 8:45 CT, which I think is kind of like when the games were starting. So probably a lot of hands already happened since then. But yeah, latest update. That's the numbers that we had here. You want to check out a hand? I got one loaded in the replay here.
Yeah, of course.
All right. So we got Owen, the defending champ. He's opening.
Let me the stream because I'm behind a bit.
Okay.
Okay, I can see it now.
Okay, so Owen opens in the hijack 2.1x. Munez defends the big blinds. We are just slightly above 100 big blinds effective. Queen Jack 4 with a flush draw. Does this heavily favor the hijack, or is still kind of like up in the air? What do we think on this flop?
I mean, double Broadway boards are generally pretty good for pre-flop opener in general. I'm not sure. You probably have like quite some leeway with regards to sizing here. You can range bet, you can play a more polar strategy. But yeah, like it's a pretty good board.
Okay. We do see a small bet. Is that surprising? Do you feel like in a game like this, somebody like Prodigy will have a lot of different sizings here, or he will kind of cut it down to like 2 or 3?
He is. I doubt he's splitting flop, although he's kind of addicted to splitting, so maybe he is. But he opened like 2x pre-flop or something, right?
2.1.
So, yeah. So when you open smaller, basically you have more of a range advantage post-flop on the majority of boards because big blind is getting a better price to call, right?
Yeah.
So we're defending wider. And because we're defending wider, we like have more air hands, so we get to range bet more boards.
Okay.
So this seems like very reasonable to just range bet.
Okay, so he bets small, gets called, and actually, before we can even look at the turn, if you're Munez here, then how do you kind of construct your strategy? Like, is there hands that you're more inclined to call against raising versus this sizing in particular, or vice versa? Like, let's say he has like the 10-9 here. How do you decide whether you're calling or raising, or king 10 or anything like this?
So 10-9, you would mostly just raise with a club and call without. It's probably just all mixed, but yeah, you basically want to have like extra equity. Yeah, basically. Open enders tend to check raise more than just like gut shots and stuff. So if you do have a club, you will be mostly check raising.
Okay.
But yeah, basically you just raise kind of like polar.
All right.
So I would expect him to use like big sizings.
And like if you do raise here, then what will be? Is there more than one sizing that you would go for? Like how do you decide this exactly?
No, I would just click geometric. So like the sizing that you bet like the same percentage of a pot every street and get all in by the river.
Okay.
So it would be like around like R90 or something around that, or like pot size trays, something in that benchmark. Just
Okay.
wrapping like queen jack plus with like some like ace queen mixed in.
Yeah. So we do see a call, and it's a king on the turn. So speaking of 10-9, that's actually a hand, one of the hands that gets there. And Muniz checks, and Owen checks back. 6 of spades on the river. On the king, do you expect a lot of checks from, I guess I'm guessing there's probably not many leadouts, if any, right, on this turn?
There's definitely like no leading.
Okay.
Like there is nothing particularly like appealing about the turn, basically. Like for donks to exist, you need like a turn card that like somehow asymmetrically favors big blind. So big blind makes some hands, some nutted hands, but hijack doesn't make. And here like all those hands are in both ranges, basically.
Yeah.
Except maybe like 10-9, but that's like 10-9 without a club, but that's like too minor to matter.
So you say like there is no lead out, but then what when somebody does it then? How do you react? Because it's like something you wouldn't expect. That shouldn't really be there.
I mean, it depends what sizing they go. Like you probably just fold like absolute bottom of range, and then other than that, you just call and play polar raises.
Yeah.
I
Okay.
mean, there's no like very satisfying answer, basically.
And then when you're Owen here, is there anything that like you slow play? Let's say he has aces, he has ace king, or he has like a set or some two pairs. Like, would you just kind of want to bet everything all the time? I feel like if I'm in his shoes here, that's a spot I will butcher because I would just have no idea on the turn what I'm supposed to bet and like for how much.
Well, you're supposed to basically mix like all like nutty hands. So both like all straights, all sets, all two pairs should just be mixing. And obviously, like if you have like ace 10, you're overwhelmingly betting more than checking. But yeah, like this is like a spot where you don't want to check back to capped.
Okay. And then 6 of spades on the river, like feels like a blank. And
Yeah,
Muniz,
it's very, very bricky.
He leads for 3 times the pots. That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah. Is it 3x exactly?
Yeah, it's 21-15.
Yeah, okay.
Exactly 3x.
Yeah, so basically it's kind of what I was saying about like you don't want to check back to cap because like imagine that like in position just checks back pure with like all straights and like say like all sets, or like we bet straights and sets pure, then like it wouldn't even be like B300. Like Muniz could just shove like everything that's like a set or better.
Yeah.
But yeah, like basically like B300 probably is a node that exists here. Yeah, it feels like a fringy. It feels like a fringy node. Kind of like assumption would be that maybe he's thinking that Owen is not playing back enough against the smaller sizings, or he thinks that like like Owen is not checking back turn strong enough for one reason or another. But it could just be like he's doing it as like a theory thing, because I can totally see that he's allowed to like just be 300 some straights.
Yeah. Okay, so we do see a call from Owen. And yeah, it doesn't seem like it was too difficult to one. Probably, is it a clear just call here, or like do you really consider jamming with upset?
No. Jamming would be like way overplaying. Like hijack versus big blind is a pretty tight configuration. Everything is worth quite a bit less than people would guess intuitively. And here, like, there are so many offsuit straights. There's like ace 10 offsuit, there's 10-9 offsuit, somewhat in like both ranges. So kings are just kings are still maybe beating some value, but so like it's like a snap call. But yeah, like Munez is basically repping a straight here, most part.
Do you like
or like pocket jacks?
Do you like his line then with his hand?
Yeah, I mean, seems reasonable. Like, it's impossible to say because like it depends. Not even so much how B300 performs. It depends on how much one would be playing back against the smaller sizings. So, if, for example, Owen is like back raising too much against B70, then I wouldn't want to go for this node, right? Because then like if we have a straight, we get more money in by just bet-free betting.
Yeah.
So basically, it mostly depends on like back raising frequency.
Okay. Yeah, very interesting. Thanks.
By the way, I ran with Sim, and against B70, sets are supposed to mix flats, which doesn't seem like too intuitive to me. So, like at least in my pool, I wouldn't really want to play B300 that much. But that being said, though, most people at lower stakes will not check back turn strong enough, I think. So there is a lot more merit to like going B300 against a random mid stake strike compared to the solver.
Yeah, is there a dynamic where like now, because this is a pretty small player pool, you know, they're going to be playing potentially together a lot, and then now he can kind of factor that in, and then maybe next time he has value, and then he does the same line and hopes it looks like a bluff, because last time he was bluffing.
Yeah, I mean, it's hard to say what dynamics evolve. I would say that like a lot of dynamics aren't just about like does he have value, does he have bluff. It's like some more like complicated conceptual dynamics, which, like about what I was saying about like which nodes are overprotected, which nodes are underprotected, and so on.
And it seems like so far, I mean, it's just a one hand, but I remember that Prodigy kind of had Munez's number in the last Cash Game World Championship. It kind of continues with this trend here.
Yeah, I do remember though one hand where Owen like jammed river in a pretty legal spot and got like called off by a catcher. But beyond that, yeah, I kind of remember the same thing.
Yeah. Operator in the chat says, all the regs that will play the challenge I've already played. I mean, are there not more regs that don't appear on the leaderboards? Yeah, I think there is definitely more people that are going to be playing. This is literally day 2 right now of 28 days. So there is a lot of time. And there is a lot of names from the previews that haven't played yet. We can have a look. For example, I don't think Flushy has played yet. Daniel Vasilev hasn't played. Ignacio. Absolute Top Up was one of the guys that had really big volume, 35k hands. Daryl Go hasn't played. Jane Big Joe. Alex Trevelyan. Taisto Janter, also Free Nachos. I don't think Doblu and Hashag have played either. Stefan, I don't expect to see back. Naufel hasn't played. Brown Bala, Diesel. Voidemets, Pepe, I haven't seen on the leaderboards. Johannes Schutterich. Peter Knopf. The Rock, CD9K, Tobias Dotweiler. Also not yet. So that's like potentially 10 more people plus. And we could even have more newer names being added to get to play. Oh, Flushy is actually playing right now.
Oh, I would really expect like some of these guys to play at least a bit, like Pepe and Didi especially.
Yeah.
I feel quite confident that they'll play at least a little bit. Some guys probably won't, right? Because it's poker, like people go through swings. Like some people who were rolled for this last year might not be anymore. But yeah, probably like the majority of people
Is there
we saw
someone
last
that
year,
you
we will see
feel
this year.
we might not be talking about as someone that could do very well here, but like, do you have a dark horse, like somebody that you think could end up doing very well?
Not particularly, because I feel like most people rate these frags kind of like accurately. Like there's definitely like some disagreement, but I feel like there's like a surprising amount of common ground when I like talk to other people about like who we think are the best players. So yeah, I don't really feel like there's a new up and comer or anything that is like breaking through.
Okay. I see another hand that looks interesting. You down?
Right, let's take a look.
All right, let's see. So it's an open from Owen on the button, 2.4 instead of 2.1 like we saw earlier in the hijack, and Linus flats the small blind. Come on, good one. 888 also comes along in the big blind. So three-way to King 10-8 rainbow. Checks around to Owen, who bets small. I know that, like, so when you're out of position and you're the preflop raiser multi-way, there's going to be like a lot of checking, but is there any particular, rules or things to know about being in position here, button against the blinds on King 10-8 rainbow?
I'm not really an expert on playing multi-way. This doesn't really feel like a great flop for a small blind. Like, for example, if this was like button versus small blind, I would say it's not really a great flop. Like 8 is generally a big disadvantage card because button is opening offsuit 8x, but small blind is obviously not flatting offsuit 8x. So there's some two-pair disadvantage. But yeah, multi-way, I'm not really sure how the dynamics work. I would assume that it's mostly just gonna check to Owen.
Okay. We do get a call from Linus. Once he calls here, do you feel like, is it easy for you to kind of narrow down his range on this? Like, can you picture it very clearly, or still there's like so many hands that it's still quite difficult at this point?
Yeah, I mean, it's just a tiny C. It's like a very small c-bet, so ranges are still quite wide here.
Okay. And then we see a deuce of diamonds on the turn. Brings a flush draw. Linus checks. And Owen bets 1.5 times the pot here.
Yeah, I mean, seems reasonable so far. Like, generally, I think against small blind flats, you tend to polarize a little bit less, but like it's a complete brick turn. So yeah, basically just betting polar.
When somebody bets like this, is like, what exactly is the reasoning? I remember reading something about like, bucketing. Like you bet small on the flop, then you start betting bigger on the turn, but now it's like, it's not just a bigger bet, it's quite literally 150% of the pot. So then how do you construct that range, and like what does that achieve exactly?
Yeah, I mean, so assuming the runout is bricky, your sizing generally should go up every street because your range gets more polarized, right? So on flop, you would, because this is like obviously not a range bet multi-way, you would just, if you had like a medium hand, you would just like check back. So once you are in the node where you see bet flop, like on turn now, your range is a little bit more polar. Like you're saying you have like either like a decent hand or you have like a bluff, right?
Yeah.
And the same repeats from turn to river, right? Like if you have like a 10 or something, you mostly got your value already and you just want to check to showdown. So like it only makes sense to bet like hands but want to play like a big pot, right? So yeah, but basically you're just getting more and more polar every street.
Okay, makes sense. So Linus calls again, and then we see a 3 of hearts on the river. Sorry, wrong scene. This one. And Linus checks. How much do we have left, actually? Because they were actually deeper. So Owen has about 2.5 times what's in the pot behind, and Linus covers. So check by Linus. Owen bets 75%, looks like. When he bets this here, what is he repping? 2 pairs plus, or a strong king would still do that?
King, yeah, a strong king basically, like king, queen, ace, king, pocket aces, I guess. Again, I'm not really an expert like how protected Linus is supposed to check call flop. Like really not sure how much 2 pairs are check calling and stuff. But yeah, basically like king queen feels like still like on a run out with breaky, king queen definitely feels worth a bet, right? So yeah, I imagine Owen is splitting b7t and shove here, like shoving like king 10 plus or like something like that.
Yeah.
And the hand's not strong enough to shove, just going b7t.
Could he have deuce 3 here?
No, it's just folding pre.
Really? 3 deuce suited on the button?
Yeah, it's folding pre. It's free high. It's not a very good hand.
Yeah. I don't know. Like, I mean, it's in my games, the ranges are like so much tighter that now I'm starting to think like, in those games, especially with no reg, they should play like literally everything. But I guess, or maybe with ante. Would you play it with antes on the button? Or still not?
No, like ante generally. So your opening range does get a little bit wider.
Yeah.
But it's mostly like the flatting range that gets a lot wider.
Yeah. Makes sense. So Linus jams, and when he jams here, what can you think of in terms of valued versus bluffs? Like, what does he have?
I mean, he's basically repping a slow play. He's repping that he check called like king 10 or something on flop, I guess. Yeah, I mean, he could have like any random 2 pair maybe and be soul reading that Owen is not protecting the size or something. But yeah, I don't know, like basically like on a free it feels like, or on a deuce and on a free it feels like it brings no real new nuts. So this has to be like a flop slow play, I guess.
Okay, so we do see a call, and they have the same hand. The hand kind of played itself in retrospect.
Kind of, I guess. 10-8. So I'm not sure like what split Owen is using on river. I would be playing pot or shove, and then like 10-8 would feel less like an underplay for b75. Because yeah, like it's basically like, to me 10-8 feels like yeah, basically it feels like it's worth slightly more than b75, but if you get jammed on, I guess you are chopping the valley, but just barely so. So it's kind of like the pot is too big, so you never really get to like the optimal pot size. But yeah, this is probably just like a 3 issue, and that Owen is probably just playing b75 and shove.
Yeah.
So he can't really like size for exactly what an 8 wants. I also might be just like misreading like hand strength, like how many big blinds the hands are worth, because like again this is some like weird multi-way spots which are like a bit wild west for me.
Yeah. He did think a long time before calling, so he was really giving it some serious thoughts, even though he was getting a pretty good price. I think he like 3-1 or something. He needed to pay like 8,000 more to win 24. Actually, maybe a bit more even, 26. Gloves 2293 in the chat asked, 10-8 seems a bit thin from Linus. Yeah, reading into Prodigy river size, question mark.
I mean, yeah, there's probably some dynamic. I don't run the spot, it's multi-way stuff, but it does feel like it at least has the option to flat against B75.
Yeah. There's some very interesting hands already. I don't see anyone with a very big stack yet, although the games have been running for a little bit. Yeah, nice to see Flushy back as well in the mix. He did finish pretty high last time, I believe. Let me double check. Yeah, he was fourth in the previous one. 33k hands.
Oh, really? Because I remember he didn't even play until like the second half of a championship or something.
Yeah.
So that was a really nice run by him. Speaking of Flushy, is there any planning to do like a heads up championship, like a heads up version of this?
I have no idea. I think they're considering everything, and like when we get Kaki, usually like he's the one revealing kind of like what's in the plans. But he did mention, yeah, maybe there was some heads up like being considered. I think previously during the mid stakes championship, but I don't know specifically if that's gonna happen and like what's the timeline. I guess we'll get to ask him. He should be on Sunday for the VIP game.
Yeah, I vaguely remember something about like a mixed stake idea. Like, I think Kaki was saying something about like having both like 2K and 10K or something.
Yeah.
So kind of like the PLO one, I guess. But yeah, like it's been a while, so I don't really remember.
So you would like that to see some heads up championship?
Yeah, for sure. I think probably the field wouldn't be as big if you make it like 10K only, because some of these guys we don't play heads up, and I don't think there are that many like heads up only specialists. There are definitely like a couple that would play, but like most of them are like pretty big like table selectors as well. So I'm not sure how interested we would be in. We probably would play, but yeah, like I wouldn't expect as much of a turnout as in 6max.
So you're more of a heads up player these days than ring games?
I mean, I still play more ring, but not by choice. It's more so that it's a lot easier to get ring action than heads up action.
Yeah.
But I enjoy heads up a lot more, I would say.
Okay. And yeah in the chat asked if any of the players were going to join the call today. I've messaged a lot of the players. Prodigy mentioned that he might drop by when he's done playing, which should be in around an hour. So hopefully, if he's up for it, he can come say hello. That would be nice. Yeah, completely understandable. He doesn't want to be on while he's playing. Just rather focus. Linus does have a big stack, by the way. One of the tables, 32k.
I saw he ran aces versus kings in 2-1.
Oh, I see. Oh my god. Okay, let me bring it up. Oh, what a scenario as well. Like Monkey's in there 3-betting, called 4 by Owen.
I don't know who Monkey is. Because I have no idea who he is.
Yeah, just wait. He actually, oh, he didn't jam. Wait, how deep is Monkey? Wait, isn't like a jam much more common by Linus here?
How deep are we?
Well, he's deep, but they only have like a bit over 100. Like Prodigy has 100 and Monkey has 111.
How much does Owen have?
Exactly 100.
Oh, and this is cutoff versus big blind, called 4-bet.
In my games, if you see this, you can fold range.
Yeah, I guess this is supposed to be mostly repping aces. Yeah, I don't know. I think like the GTO wizard sims I use don't even have like these small clicks, so I have no idea if this is supposed to. Yeah, but also Owen's like 4-bet size is a bit small, right? It's like to 18 big blinds or something.
Yeah, so maybe you could induce like a
So-
call from, or maybe a jam from certain hands, or like I don't know exactly how this works.
I know. I think against 18, it's probably reasonable to play.
If Owen has
small
ace-5
4-bets.
suited, would he call?
Small 5-bets. Ace what suited?
Ace-5 suited?
Probably not. No.
Okay.
It just doesn't feel like it has enough equity.
Or like what about like ace-queen suited?
Ace Queen suited is probably indifferent.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's just like my guess of the thresholds. I've never really seen a sim of what you're supposed to do against it.
Yeah. I didn't expect this. I expected just a jam. I think if they're deeper, I actually don't even know exactly like how this works. What sizing do you do? Do you ever slow play aces in position?
Do you mean on the big blind against like the click?
No. I mean
like
Linus. Once he got called for, like is there ever any scenario where he's just calling there? I guess like the 4-bet was kind of small, so it's like maybe he doesn't want to play multi-way potentially.
Normally I would play like shoves only here, and when you do have like quite yeah, I would just play mostly shoves, I think. I'm not sure you're supposed to play like flats usually when there's like another guy after you left. So like button will obviously play a lot of calls, but on the cutoff you mostly just shove. Or like 4-bet.
Interesting to see Flushy and Linus in a ring game together. They've played quite a bit of heads up together as well.
Yeah, we have been playing a lot like recently or semi-recently as well. Quite a lot of funny hand histories. It's surprising to see because like word on the street was that like Linus quit Flushy like a long time ago already, and now we're playing again. So it's fun to see.
Yeah, Flushy played with that guy who was like challenging everyone in heads up, right?
Aussie Katola. Yeah, I watched that. It was pretty fun to see. I will say like Flushy was like by far the most impressive player to play against Monarch. Like watching the hand histories.
Yeah, I was surprised that
I thought he played like.
He's very
I
young,
thought he
right?
played like way better than Flushy.
Yeah.
I don't think so. Because I have no idea, but I know he's been around for like ages.
He looks super young. Yeah. So I was hearing this, like somebody mentioned this on the stream, like in the call, and then I saw him. He legit looks like he's barely old enough to play cards.
Yeah, but it's like Asian genes, They all look young until they look. They basically go from looking 20 to looking 70 in like 2 years.
I wonder how old he actually is.
They look 20. Yeah, it could be anything. I'm like so bad at guessing people's age, especially Asian people.
Dude, what a flop. Queens against ace queen, queen high boards. Very sick here.
Yeah. How is it possible with only one queen in the deck?
One outer.
Just come on, good guy. I have no idea who he is either. Would be very interested to know if anyone in chat is aware.
He answered. He answered in the Discord. I think that's his actual nickname. He said that he generally plays live, like mixed games and no limit PLO, and he just wanted to play some in the challenge.
That makes sense.
And then Monkey is apparently an old school live reg.
Oh, he's also short stacked on one of the tables.
Yeah.
So I'm not sure if that means that he's just running out of balance and is gonna add on, or
he's full tabling on one of them. He has 30k, so maybe he was just kind of like short rolled on the side.
Yeah, probably.
Flushy must be at least plus 25-year-old. Yeah. Yeah, but like 25, like again, I kept hearing on stream that this guy's been around for a long time. I just expected he's like in mid 30s, you know? Yeah, on his Twitter, well, actually no, it might be an old. Oh, okay, no, never mind. Because his bio just says 22-year-old, but it was made years ago. Actually, he last used Twitter in 2013. So that would make him.
Yeah, so he's probably quite.
Yeah, that would make him.
Yeah, he's probably quite old.
35.
34 or something. Yeah. 35, yeah.
He looks so young. Yeah, we're far away from the plus 25, Patrick, for sure. Flushy and Linus all in, ace king and ace queen. Clean run out, Flushy will hold. Is Sonamo? I do not know. Let's rewatch this.
Yeah, someone told me about this guy. I think someone I know played him heads up or something.
What do you think? So Linus 3-bets ace queen off, button against hijack. Like sizing wise too, it's like interesting because it's 2x, 7.5 bigs, and then 20 bigs. Is ace queen a call there?
Ace queen offsuit?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's probably just the mix.
In my games, like
yeah, like probably mostly calling.
In my games, because of rake and because people never 4-bet anything else than the nuts, I think it's like a super clear fold.
Yeah, I mean, if people don't 4-bet bluff, then it's obviously a fold, yeah. Flushy probably likes 4-bet bluffing.
And Linus min clicked the turn here.
No idea if that's a thing. Feels like it's a thing.
They just call flop, min click turn.
Yeah, honestly, no clue how it's supposed to play. It'd mostly be defending by just floating. Ace queen feels a bit fun to just get in yourself, but yeah, I guess it's fine.
I wonder if Owen like properly prepared for this, because he mentioned during the mid stakes that he'd like to get in a lab before the challenge would return.
Yeah, no idea what he's been working on, but he seemed very excited about about the championship coming up.
That's
He
good.
looked very, very happy.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm sure he will grind out like a lot of volume.
Linus in another hand with flushy here. 2 aces on the boards. Looks like single raise spot. He bet the flop. I find these runouts very hard to play because the board is paired, which tells me like probably I would bet smaller, but then there's 2 flush draws, so then it's like you have to bet bigger. So I never really know where you land. Like
just because, so paired, the fact that the board is paired is a lot more important that it's double flush draw. So yeah, basically you're just gonna be sizing less than pot here. Like you can probably you have some leeway like between like B50 to B90, like what you want to play, or like between like B50 and B80.
Yeah.
But definitely like not a spot to overbet.
Okay. But like small bet would be bad then.
So what sizing did he see bet on flop? Was it like was it polar or was it
was
like a
big.
small?
352 into 490.
Yeah, so in
70.
that case, like obviously like a jack is not worth anything, right? And like low ace-x doesn't really need like protection. So you're like very happy to just go like bet check bet with lower ace-x, so we just polarize kind of and go like ace-10 plus. Basically, like small bets exist when some like thin value hands need protection. But here, like thin value hands either don't need protection or they're just not worth a bet anymore. So you don't want to play completely merged.
So if he had a lesser ace, then you say ace 10 plus, or so let's say like he has like any lesser ace than that, then how does he play differently?
I mean, you can probably bet like a little bit with like ace 9 and stuff, but I would assume those hands are like very happy to just bet check bet.
Okay.
I mean like bet check is probably fine as well. Yeah, I mean I'm just saying you don't want to size to like basically like the part of range that you want to size to is probably like something around like ace 10 and stuff, ace 10 like ace king whatever, and yeah you just go like to the pot size bet at once over 2 streets.
Yeah. Linus and Jason Gale here in the hands. Line versus blinds. 3 kings on the board. Obviously a bunch of betting happens. And Linus checks the river. Jason Gale's gonna bet pretty big. Is he repping a 7 plus here when he bets like this, or like a?
I have no idea what the action was, so
Yeah.
after a hand is over, let's like look for it.
I'm assuming it was single raise spot and bet, but ooh, spicy. Yeah, what just happens? Oh, it's a limp. Linus limped. Jason Gale opened 5x. Okay, so Jason Gale was the aggressor. He bets half on king, king 7. And he gets close to min raised. Another king on the turn. Linus bets third pot.
Yeah, so basically on paired boards, your check raise size is always going to be very small. because your thick value hands are very invulnerable, so you don't really need to size to them. Like if you have like king, queen, king, jack or something, it's extremely unlikely that it gets outdrawn, right? So there's no need to size for it to get protection. But if you have like 7-6 or something, like you have a pretty good hand now, but it's very likely that it gets outdrawn by the river, right? So
Yeah.
you generally just go as size, but like the thinnest part of your range once you go, and then you like you check raise it, and then you like on some turns maybe you get to like block again, and otherwise you like try to check down afterwards. Basically, you take the thinnest hand and you try to get to the pot size for it as soon as possible.
Okay. Seeing the showdown, so what was like Jason Gale's whole plan here? Was it just like for this to happen? He thought that Linus just wouldn't have it enough there and then he'd be able to take it away on the river?
So he had 8-9 or something.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's sort of a weird spot because you don't really have any natural hands that would flow to steal a river, right? So you kind of have to take some kind of like air hands, or not necessarily air, but you have to take hands whose whole idea is to flow just specifically to bluff river, right? Because you don't even have like flush draws, you don't have straight draws, you don't have anything. So if you don't float like something, you're gonna run out of bluffs. Like you could maybe like float ace highs to unbluff it, but basically like hand selection doesn't matter. There's probably like a wall like leveling dynamic here.
Yeah.
They're like he might be like taking like any 2 to bluff because he doesn't have like any hands to like float against the turn bet. So then like the first combo he does float is gonna like massively print because Linus is gonna like check river and then like expect 0 bluffs.
Would a 7 ever fold? I assume not by Linus.
Someone in chat says 9-8 seems like a perfect candidate. So I guess like the reasoning behind it is that you do have like 2 overs to a 7 because Linus blocked, right? So he's kind of repping a 7. So you want to have like some overs to a 7. You would definitely rather float this over like 8-6 or something, right? But you do also have like so many hands that are 2 overs to a 7, right? So you need to like float some of them, but like not all, I would guess. I don't really see like if 9-8 is better or like queen jack is better or like queen 8 is better. Like they all look kind of like the same to me.
Yeah.
Like there's probably some like nuanced blocker effects, but I'm not smart enough to figure them out right now.
It seems like those type of hands we're seeing so many raises in. Like whenever there is like, you know, the blinds, any sort of limp, and it comes with high cards. It's like both players know how there's going to be like a ton of betting by the player who's supposed to have the stronger hand. So then because of that, the other player like ends up check raising. I don't know. Maybe it's like recency bias, but I feel like I've seen it a lot.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm not gonna try to level with these guys too much. Or if I had a read, I would keep it to myself, you know, in the hopes that maybe next year I get to use it.
Get in there, man.
But maybe with some good fortune.
I'll win with the 37k stack on one of the tables, 19 on the other, and starting stack on the other two. Yeah, Munez with a rocky start, but it's just, you know, a bit over 3 binds. Nothing crazy.
Yeah, like anyone could very easily win, you know. Like free buy-ins is nothing. We saw like quite big swings like last time as well. I think Kevin was like almost at the top for a while, and then he had like a really big downswing.
Poker Infobot asked, is this the channel that will host all the Cash Game World Championship contents? For the live streams, yes. And it's there is both YouTube and Twitch that we're using for the lives. And Misha asked, does Linus play this limp call min raise line with 9s, 8s, blind versus blind? What do you think? Because I was gonna ask, like, it's king 7. So what do these hands do, like on either side, like 9s, 10s, jacks? If you see Jason Gale would be the one that has the more because he raised.
Like 9s and 8s. I mean, it feels kind of reasonable. I would expect like 8s and 9s to go into the open, but again, like I don't play limps BBB, so my ranges aren't gonna be great. But like if it does check call 9-8, 8-8, and it looks very reasonable to check raise flop with. Like it's the same as like a 7, right? Like you're check raising mostly around a 7, but like 8s and 9s are like a very similar hand. Like it's a very similar hand strength that needs a lot of protection.
Yeah. Makes sense. Joachim in the chat asked, where can I see results, who's in the lead, etc. So there will be updates made daily on the Twitter of PokerStrategy, which is PokerStrategy. Oh, sorry, EN PokerStrategy. And there is a couple links there. Oh yeah, so it was made 57 minutes ago. Bookmark our leaderboard page for all the most up-to-date rankings. So if you follow that link, it'll take you to this right there, where you can see the current leaderboard standings, which are updated in the morning European time. Actually, at the very bottom, you can see precisely when the update was made, which today it was at 8:45. Probably should say AM, but yeah, it was 8:45 AM. And we have about 30 players right now in there. Flushy and Linus back at it.
It seems like a 3-bet pot, hijack versus big blind, right? Linus c-bets.
Looks like
Or
it.
flushy c-bets rather.
I feel like the half pot size bets, I mean, here it's like, it's geo, so you can jam river, but half pot size is like one of the sizes I see used very often by good players.
It's a little less than geo. There's around pot left behind. But yeah, I mean that's a very reasonable size in a lot of spots.
We do see a third diamond roll on the river with the deuce. Ball is paired, as there's 2 8s. Checks around pretty quickly. Linus with the give up, and he runs into aces. It seems like he already made his he already made up his mind on the turn, right? He's like, I'll bet, and then I'll just check back river. Like, he's already decided on which rivers he's gonna check back, or maybe even all of them.
I think on double pairing river, his ace-x has like a tiny bit of showdown. Like chopping with like missed flush draws, like missed like ace king flush draw, ace queen flush draw.
Yeah.
like of diamonds. So he would rather bluff. Like he has some like high sun stuff to bluff here instead, or some like 10-9 or something. Queen 10 maybe.
Is it normal for aces to start checking on the turn there?
Yeah, I mean, this seems like the most like obvious trap. That like aces obviously have like no overcards to them, so they need less protection than, for example, queens or kings. And with a diamond, you also block like flush draws that are likely to check back, but would always like call your bet. So aces with a diamond seem very reasonable. Jacks would seem very reasonable as well.
Linus hits the brakes on time. Actually, in the previous Cash Game World Championship, he was already doing that a bunch. Like he was correctly shutting down very often.
Yeah, I mean, everyone knows he's when everyone knows you're a redliner, you have to know how to rein. You need to know how to rein yourself in sometimes, because otherwise you're just a whale, you know. Like if you don't know how to give up, and everyone knows that you're a redliner, it's just gonna click call, and it's over.
Speaking of Linus and Flushy, I saw another hand here with them. Just happened.
Sure, let's take a look.
So this is an open from Linus under the gun, 2.2x. And Riggs comes along in the cutoff. Flushy squeezes the small blind, 12 big blinds. Linus calls and Rigged calls. King, 3 deuce with 2 spades. Flushy continues small.
Yeah.
And Linus calls, Rigged gets out of the way. Flushy checks the turn.
Like Flushy's probably c-betting a lot on flop.
And then, so what type of hand will bet small here for Flushy and then check turn?
So I assume this flop is even multi-way, like pretty high frequency c-bet for Flushy. Like high boards are generally like really good for you, and when like you have two complete bricks that don't connect with like pre-flop colors range at all, so the board is really good. So I would assume he has like some queens, some like jacks and stuff. Probably like ace queen, ace jack, depending on suit, c-betting a bunch, and then it kind of has a little bit of showdown. So all kind of like reasonable hands to.
Well, what about traps? Because
check
we just saw him check with when the 8 rolled and he had the aces. So any hands like this?
Yeah, I mean his range is still wide. Like he could still have like king jack, king 10, even like king queen or something, and then yeah, like obviously you protect that range, or not obviously, but like definitely you want to protect that range with like pocket kings, for example.
Yeah.
Pocket king seems like very good blockers to trap.
Okay, so Flushy checks. And Linus checks back 4 of clubs on the river. And
so I would treat this as a brick mostly.
Okay. And yeah, we're actually 12k, over 12k deep, and there is 5.4 in the pot, or 5.5.
Yeah, and so if he blocks his, I guess what thresholds here would be with it being multi-way slightly tighter. So you block for like king jack or something, king queen maybe. I'm not sure exactly where the threshold is. You definitely need a king to block, I think.
You say king jack or king queen, but then so which one of those would squeeze here against under the gun open? Like the suited or offsuits also might. I guess suited.
It's still gonna be suited. Yeah, suited.
Okay. So that's not many. That's really like 3 combos, since there's king deuce of spades.
Yeah, this feels like he's repping a somewhat thin range.
Yeah. And we see Linus jam.
Mm.
What is he repping himself then with this line?
He could have like a bunch of stuff here. Like ace-4 makes sense. Even like, for example, king-queen. Or ace. I guess he should have some ace-king pre-flop, right? And it's not unreasonable to check back turn and then shove it. Even like Linus, we saw like the hand before with 10-8, like he's not afraid to shove quite thin. So if he thinks like the sizing is underprotected for some reason, like king queen could go here, because like what flush he's repping, as I said, is like king 10, king jack, king queen. So king queen is beating all of it. So if like he has a read that flush he doesn't protect the sizing, then obviously king queen is the nuts, and that's like a very obvious shove.
Yeah.
But yeah, like it's definitely thin. I think it's too thin in theory, but like not like wouldn't be like shocking to see. But for the most part, I would expect ace king plus here. And then bluffs, I would guess you just want like some random unblockers, like I'm not sure, like pocket fives or something, maybe. Like pocket fives, pocket sixes, something like that.
And then, so if you're flushy here, what hands play like this that you can think is like kind of like a clear call or clear folds? What hands are on the edge?
I mean, so the way it works is he has bet size, like the hands that are doing the natural thing for them. So the hands that are worth a block on river, and then we're just blocking. So as I said, something like king jack. And then beyond that, he might just put like any trap into it. I'm not sure like what it would be, but probably like something like kings would be reasonable. But I'm not too fussed about blockers. Like it's more like which node do you expect people to raise spin into, which node do you expect people to bluff into. So basically, like he might do this with any nutty combo as well.
Yeah. The verdict: ace-5 suited and kings. Kind of sick runouts. Like Linus says everything on the turn and nothing on the river. Is this?
Yeah, this is like a really insane cooler, kind of. Yeah, unlucky.
We got Davy Jones joining the battle now. So actually a bunch of extra tables opened.
Yeah, some very, very good players playing.
And Barak also joining the tables.
I would go so far as to say that like all of the best players in the world are currently on the tables. No one is missing.
Come on, don't do llama like that.
Yeah.
So at least one of the extra tables is show. That's cool. Linus
So
with
one on the
40K.
left is no show.
Yeah.
Right? So like the right one is a show table.
Yeah. There's right now 3 tables. There's like 6 tables that have a lot of players, and like 3 of them are show and 3 of them are without show.
I'm surprised we went with like the same format. I would have expected only show tables this year. I'm not sure why, but like, as a viewer, it's obviously like preferable.
Yeah, I think maybe high stakes players don't want to as much play with like all show tables, and also maybe they wanted to have a choice between ante or no ante, and it seems so far ante has gotten absolutely zero love because I haven't seen any single ante game running. It's been only
Is Barak limping? Sorry to interrupt, but is Barak playing limps on the cutoff?
It's a misclick.
This is some new. Maybe he like just joined the table and posted. Okay, I will need to see him do it twice to get interested. But yeah, like talking about ante, I just think like everyone is so used to like normal 6-max that no one really wants to like pick up like a almost well, it's not a different game, but it's definitely like different, you know.
Yeah.
Also, I've made no secret that I'm not really a fan of ante, so maybe these guys share my distaste for it.
Yeah, Xiaojun was the guy, like when the tables open, he kept trying to get some anti-game going, but the players were not having it. Nobody was humoring him.
I'm really not surprised that the guy with a Chinese neck, presumably a Chinese guy, wants to play ante, because I mean the Chinese sites play a lot of ante, right? Like WPT or whatever.
Okay.
Presumably on apps as well. Yeah, some really, really tough tables like this time. I tuned in yesterday and it looked a lot more reasonable, and now this is some of the toughest tables you could have.
And we'll be hearing from Owen in 30 minutes. He said he'll join the call.
Nice.
I saw another hand that looked interesting. Let me pull it up. So Flushy opens, he seems to open 2x a lot. So 2x open, low jack. Linus 3-bets the cutoff. Flushy 4-bets. 19. Call Queen Jack 7. Flushy continues quarter. Linus calls 9 of clubs. He checks, Linus stabs, and Flushy jams. Linus folds.
And was this a showdown?
Yeah, it's show table, so you'll see Flushy's hand. 4-betting the Queen 10 suited. Low jack against cutoff.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of these hands that are close in terms of like being a call versus a fold, they're always reasonable 4-bets. Because when you're 4-betting, like the 4-bet doesn't have to just be higher than 0 EV, it needs to be higher EV than the call. So if you have a hand that is very like clear call, you tend to just call, you know. So for 4-betting, you want hands that are like at least somewhat close. And Queen 10, like from these positions, is starting to get sort of close.
Okay. Still not something I would dare to try myself.
Yeah, I mean, it's not very complicated because yeah, basically you can just learn like pre-flop charts for this. Pre-flop is like the easiest street by far.
We see Linus and Barak here. In another one. That's when it gets crazy as like a streamer for this. It's like when there's 6 tables that are full. You just have big pots and stacks flying in everywhere. I mean, look at this. Like,
Yeah,
all-in.
ideally, I would, if I were you, I would focus on just like a couple tables and like stuff that we can't like cover everything.
Yeah.
Because like small pots are quite interesting to you a lot of the time. Like you will see some wild stuff in small pots as well.
Ooh, we get a call. 9-7. Okay, maybe we can review that.
6. Yeah, let's click through it.
Oh, 1 sec, I want to see this. It's also the show table, Linus and Barak. You know, like I said, I didn't really know, like, you know, what's happening in high stakes, like who are the top guys. And then I saw that screen cap of I think it was the 2024, 2023 results, right? Of like what was tracked and like the top players. And both Linus and Barak were like super high on there with like crazy win rates.
Yeah, I mean, Barak was like the biggest racked winner for, I mean, in the modern era, I think.
So this is a big bet on the flop. Still gets check raised. Calls and then flushy continues, call and then river. I guess this is just a bluff catcher, right? By the river for Owen with the ace-6. Isn't the fact that he blocks the flush draw and the straights a deterrent to call here, or how does this work?
Like the six of spades is not necessarily a bad blocker though. Like, yeah, like flush draws barrel more, but then like they would give up more, right? Compared to other combos.
Yeah.
Like it's just very hard to like untangle the blocker effects in a lot of these spots.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry, can we like go through the hand again, because I kind of like missed the action on the earlier streets.
So on the flop, he bets spot pretty much and flushy check raises. And then Prodigy calls ace on the turn, and then flushy continues 3/4. Call again, and then on the river, it just jams.
Yeah, I mean, one has to call off a lot here because he just has like so many like missed draw hands on like a double flush draw board. Although he doesn't really have many club hands, but he does have like 9x of clubs and stuff. It's not clear to me that it's like a better call than this, for example. But yeah, he has a lot of like random auto folds with like low SPR, so made hands don't actually get to fold that much. Yeah, and the a6 just seems kind of reasonable. Like there's nothing really exciting about calling it, other than maybe you block 10-6 suited. But there's nothing terribly bad about it. I just think it's indifferent, kind of.
Yeah.
Flush is like, yeah, I guess 9-7 is stacking off. I was thinking for a second if it's like a bit thin, but it seems reasonable.
Looks like a 3-bet pot here. Rigged and Linus. Linus continues on the flop, gets called. 9-9-3-10. Current run out. And SPR about 2.
A very good turn card for Linus. Like
How
these
come
low over cards are always, the low over cards are like always good for like the C better, because like he's C betting a bunch of 10x as a bluff, but when Greg would fold it on the flop, like Jack 10, Queen 10, King 10, whatever.
Yeah.
So they tend to be like,
even for that sizing, I think he went half.
Here, yeah, I mean, like, yeah, I mean, again, it's like a tight configuration. So I was about to say like a 10 is not worth a stack or anything, but yeah, it's a tight configuration, like hijack versus big blind. It's very different when it's like button versus big blind, and like all those like 10x hands with like backdoor flush draw would float. Here I would assume like King 10 is mixing with backdoor flush draw, at least mixing.
We checked around on the turn. And now Linus checks again on the river.
Yeah, presumably he's like dancing like ace king, ace queen or something. Like that would be like the natural hand to play this way.
He had the 8s. Yeah, Linus just completely gave up, seems. So there is 5 full tables and then 1 table with 5 players currently. So good amount of tables.
Yeah, I mean, I hope this amount of action continues. Like, it's a bit worrying that some people are just like playing at first more to see if they sun run at the beginning, so we have like good chances of like winning it. And
Yeah.
if they like downswing, they will not continue playing. But yeah, like right now there's a lot of action, it seems.
Nas asked about who Xiao Jun is. I don't know personally.
Xiao Jun is Xiao Jun, I think. Like he's kind of known at this point.
Yeah, but like,
Presumably some Chinese guy.
yeah, what more do we know about him, if anything?
I don't know. I don't think we know much, but I have seen like him play on Coin quite a lot, even outside the challenge.
Yeah.
Playing even some heads up and stuff. Had like some very memorable hands for me against Kai Han heads up. That got posted to 2+2.
Oh, you browse those threads regularly?
I wouldn't really see it regularly, but sometimes I remember and then I go through like heaps of hand histories.
Yeah.
Especially when I'm like traveling, so like if I can't or like I can't be bothered to review my own hands and stuff, and I will just read through it and think.
Actually, yeah, in the update that happened in Leaderboard, Kahan really has very few hands. He has only 113 hands, and and he's up 15k in EV, so that's PV per 100. That's pretty wild, but of course, low volume means little. But yeah, good start for him.
Yeah, I mean, Davey is the only guy really sunrunning that hard for now. A really good start for him.
Excited to hear from Owen as well.
Yeah, hopefully he doesn't forget to join. The Owen is rough sometimes.
I don't think he would ever forget.
No, it's just, he's a very scatterbrained guy, I think. That's part of his genius.
Do you think he uses a proper calendar to keep a schedule and?
No, absolutely not. He's the kind of guy to be late for his own coachings.
You know, in gaming, actually, like I spent a lot of time in the gaming industry, and there's a lot of players, especially like super good players, that they're not very high functioning people. I think they have no calendar. Like they'll just like randomly forget about like a very important match or tournament. It's like, how are you doing this? You just like literally wake up and then you fire up games and you play a ton of games and that's it. You think of nothing else.
It's just like pure passion, kind of. Like I see this thing where like in poker to succeed, like to really like succeed at least at like lower end of high stakes and like higher than that, you need one of two things. You need either discipline or you need passion. And then like to be like one of the best of the world, like discipline is probably not even enough, right? You just need like insane passion.
Yeah. So if you have both, it's like the wombo combo.
I think if passion is intense enough and discipline is kind of not as necessary.
Wait, how do you mean? Because like
Like
you can really like crash and burn without discipline.
I don't know. Like if you really love a game and you wake up every day excited to study and to play, like what wrong could happen? You know, like if you have like at least semi-stable mental. Like the reason I say that I think like passion is better than discipline is because you want your brain to be excited to study. You need to love what you're doing to like really excel at it, I think. And passion kind of just gives you that, right?
Oh, you actually think it's like that? I think it's possible. Like you don't necessarily enjoy studying as much, but you're still capable of doing it like very well. There is like a lot of athletes, they've talked about this. So like they hate.
But if you don't enjoy it, your brain feels like you're wasting your time and it's just not efficient. Like for me, when I study, I have to be doing something that I enjoy, even if it's study that feels like less like objectively useful. Like in practice, and it ends up being like more useful if it's like something that my brain loves doing.
Okay.
Um,
Because I was
yeah,
gonna
because
say.
it's not just time in and then results out. You also need like some inspiration, you know. You need your brain because like we say like, oh, I had this thought, but like you don't really have thoughts. It's more like thoughts come to you like randomly. Like you will be walking down the street and some idea will pop into your head, or you will be studying, clicking, and you will have like some random idea. You don't really control it, and that doesn't really happen unless you're having like a blast.
Okay. Yeah, there
So yeah,
is.
I think discipline can replace a lot, but
There is some athletes, they've talked about how they hate doing certain parts of their training, like specifically cardio came up. Like, you know, some fighters, boxing or MMA, they talked about like, you know, they need to do cardio because in their fight, they don't want to gas out. They want to be able to, you know, go
but
properly.
it's different. Like
So they run, but then they hate running. They hate every second. Was it Mike Tyson that said like he hated training as well? But then he still did it and he was like one of the best.
yeah, but it's different when it's like a physical thing and the mental thing, because for a physical thing, like you can run and you can get your like stamina up and you don't need to be inspired to do it. When it's like a mental thing, especially like poker, when you need creativity and stuff, I think it's different. You need to like enjoy it.
Okay.
Like I can run without feeling inspired to run, and I will still see results. I can't play like GTO Wizard Trainer without feeling inspired and see like as much results as I would by like studying when I want to.
But so sometimes do you have to like trick yourself in order to do it, or you're just gonna let it come naturally?
I mean, if you need to trick yourself, like ideally, I mean, just my advice to everyone is to find something in life that we don't need to trick ourselves into doing, and that comes naturally, and then you don't really have this issue.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, you can try seeing like the most, you can try seeing like the beauty in everything or whatever. But yeah, I think most people can find something they will love doing and then they should commit to it. Although maybe I'm being a bit too optimistic.
Xiao Jun, a non-believer here, runs into it. So he 4-bet small under the gun against small blind. Came ace queen 3 rainbow, checks around 9 on the turn. Decky bets half with jamming on the river in mind. I'm guessing, yeah. Always the ace when you have the kings, eh? That's pretty sick.
So this was like 3-bet pot, like hijack versus small blind, right?
That was 4-bet pots and low jack versus small blind.
Oh, sorry, I spaced out again. And then it went check. Oh, I see. Yeah, but the blocker effects tend to be quite weird, where sometimes you would rather call kings over ace-x because like we're not repping just like top pairs, we are specifically repping like top pair, top kicker in that spot. So like by
Yeah.
having kings to double block ace king, so it ends up being like a slightly better blocker than just like an ace plus an unblocker.
So it's part of the thought process that if you don't call with kings here, maybe you're overfolding.
I mean, if you want to be balanced, yeah, you need to call like either kings or like all ace-x or something. I'm just saying like, would we rather call random like ace-5 suited or would we call like kings? Like it's never really clear to me.
Yeah. And then so like what's one of the bluffs that Decky might show up with here that justifies the call from kings? Because he blocks like something like king jack suited, and I think that might against 4-bet. Does that fold pre?
Yeah,
It's like
on a Badugi turn, he does need to be somewhat creative, I guess. Like, I'm not sure what are the thresholds for calling like 4-bets pre-flop. And if he has Jack 10 here, I didn't see a sizing cyber, but if he does have Jack 10, then Jack 10 feels quite natural.
he did half on
Although
the
it's like it's quite bad blockers though on rivers, so you'd rather like follow up something else. And then you need to start getting quite creative because you don't even have like some random board pair to bluff. You need to literally bluff like, I don't even know. You're either bluffing like gut shots or you're bluffing, if you want to have like actual good unblockers, then you need to be bluffing like pocket sevens or something, pocket sixes, like whatever the worst free bet pocket pair you have is. Yeah, I guess like the most natural bluff on turn would be Jack 10 if he has it. But
yeah.
on river, like it's kind of like quite bad blockers, it feels like. You'd rather have even like King Jack or something. And ideally, you'd have like some showdown value hand with like pocket sixes or something. I don't know. No one knows how to play 4-bet pots, I think.
So when are we gonna see you in this pool? Next year?
With some very good fortune, maybe. I don't know. Whenever the gods decide that it's time for me to go on a disgusting upswing and go up like a bunch of stakes.
What do you think? Like for somebody that's like a good reg that thinks they can beat this game, what's a bankroll somebody should have to get in there and battle?
Like, looking at these tables, it's not even enough to be a good drag. Like, one of these tables, you have like the 4 best players in the world, in my opinion, and then 2 other very good drags or something. So, yeah, it's very tough. I think like Evan Greens will not be very high for anyone. So, ideally, be like super old. But it just depends on the table, right? Because I know the idea is that like people should be playing with no table selection, but like some guys are definitely more reckless than others.
Owen with a small bet on the turn gets called pretty quickly as well. Checks the river ace. Cool says, if you're good enough to compete in this lineup, bankroll is definitely not a problem. Do you mean like you would be able to find staking easily, or you mean like anyone that's good enough to play in this would have the sufficient bankroll to step in there anyway? You never know, you know.
I think it's the latter he means, and I think he's being a bit too optimistic because the thing with high stakes is that good action at least is very sparse. So when it comes, people kind of have to take very aggro BRM spots, and you never know when someone runs bad, right? Like it's very possible to be an elite player and just like run bad in like very soft games for a bit and like drop most of your bankroll or something. Especially if you haven't been around for like decades, because like there's a difference between some of these guys who have been playing for like over a decade and playing high stakes for a decade, and then there are some guys who are like newer to the scene, right? So like yeah, like basically like poker is not that simple.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, I've heard about, some legit players that maybe will have trouble with their bankroll and stuff. We've heard about actually like the MTT pros, like some of the best in the world playing the biggest buy-in, being in makeup. That was crazy to me when I started hearing about this. Like I couldn't believe it.
I mean, I'm not sure what you have heard, but I've heard like some very, very famous names being in, like honestly, like almost unbelievable amounts of makeup.
Yeah, I think
Like it
wasn't
like
it like
boggles
Chris
my mind.
Brewer, right? Like from the outside, not knowing
Uh,
anything, not knowing anything about it, you would think this guy is playing the biggest buy-ins. Is like he's got a huge bankroll and he's doing well. But then I'd heard he was in makeup.
there's probably more guys than you would expect. I
Yeah.
think a lot of MTT rags are in like deep in the makeup. Like it's an insanely high variance format. Like especially live MTTs where you never get to play like any real sample.
If School says can be an elite poker player with poor money management though. What do you
No, you
think?
absolutely can. Like it's a different skill, right? Like
Yeah.
clicking the correct buttons on the poker table is a different skill to that not like spewing off in real life, you know? Like it's very possible to be like super smart and then just like have like mental issues about spending too much money.
What do you think about players that are, more prone to taking risks, bankroll management wise? I've heard so much talk about this, and like Pads was one of the guy that said like, it maybe taken more risks and like been more aggressive with shot taking.
That's another thing. It's not even like if someone is like if someone is like downswinging a lot and loses like 3/4 of their bankroll, for example, that's not even necessarily like poor money management. Like if you have like literally like perfect machine money management, you're supposed to like lose 3/4 of your bankroll like once in a while. You know, it's supposed to happen like a good amount of the time. Like money, like finance management should be like quite a lot more aggro than the average person would think mathematically.
This is for me that's a wasted potential. Great poker skills, but not elite poker player. Yeah, everyone's kind of different with that. I think it's very possible that, like we were talking about it earlier, like some high performers very easily can be not the most functional, people in other aspects of things, like not even keeping like a calendar or anything.
Yeah, I kind of agree. There's definitely like a correlation as well that like it kind of comes back to like the passion thing I was saying that like if you're like super passionate about poker, like it's obviously good for your poker skills, but like it's also quite easy to neglect other aspects of life.
Yeah. Yeah, these things are always very easy to judge from the outside. You never really know. Like what it's like in the
Yeah, I
shoes of the
mean,
person, like specifically sometimes.
yeah, like it's just not that complicated. It's not like you can just sit and grind out infinite volume at like games where you have like a real win rate. Decky check raising.
What is Linus's avatar, by the way? Can you tell?
I think it's a balloon, like
Yeah.
a hot air balloon.
Oh my goodness. Like the king will be a chop. And this could be a big pot if it all goes in. We get a call. Linus with about pot behind on the river and a 10 pairing the boards. The high card on this runouts.
And so it's definitely, I mean, it's probably like a good card for Linus. Just removing combos of value from Decky Strange.
Do you find these runouts in these
I think,
positions hard to play, like on the river, like, or is it clear? Does it come clearly, like if you have the correct heuristics?
Yeah, in theory, like you're still supposed to just shove your value. It's just like you give up a higher frequency of bluffs than you like normally would.
Yeah.
Like a 10, for example, on a deuce or something, or like some brick, you know, like a 6. There you make like something. But yeah, like there's nothing to protect in your checking range, so you don't really have to trap to have traps in your check. You just check and then you like range hold basically.
Yeah, this was single race spots. And
Linus kind of has a hand that like it's almost surprising to me that he tanked, because like to me ace down looks like it very plausibly could be chopping with value.
yeah.
Maybe ace down is not betting turn.
Well, Dicky check raise with the open ender, then he overbet, slight overbet turn to jam the river. Do you feel like this is one of those hands with the 7-8 that you might sometimes give up? Or is it like, you know, if he's, I mean, obviously, you know, someone's calling with a 10 here, but maybe you think he doesn't have many 10s, so then you just kind of have to go for it.
I mean, 7-8 feels better than like queen jack or something. Like, so like the lower cards have like better unblockers, unblocking like queens and jacks and stuff.
Yeah.
And like Linus is own like queen jack as well. So like as far as bluff combos go, this seems like a very reasonable one. Like you probably don't get to take it pure, like if you look at the sim, because again, like if you count like your value combos, like he doesn't have that many. So he has like 3 combos of pocket freeze. He has like however many combos of 10-9. I can't count. So it's 6, right? 6 combos of 10-9 or something. Like obviously, like we can't be that specific when counting, because like they might like check turn as well at like whatever frequency. But like speaking roughly, like if you count up all of the combos, like it's probably less than 15 or something for Decky. Or it's like definitely less than 15, right? So then depending on his PR, you get to bluff like probably like 7 or 8 combos of bluffs. And yeah, like to be fair, like if you want to get to like 7 combos of bluffs, this is like one of the first ones you should take.
Okay.
Like you only have 1 club. I'd rather bluff with like 1 club than 2 clubs. And then, as I said, this looks better than the other most straight draws. So maybe, yeah, maybe it's fine to take this pure as well.
Linus is kind of cooking today. He's got 31K, 17, 14, 14, 45, and 13. It might just be, we might just be seeing Linus versus Davey at the top at this rate.
Yeah, that felt like an unreasonable tank to face down for me, though.
Yeah, maybe he had a decision
like
on another table. I think I wouldn't be surprised if he even has like heads-up tables. I think Owen earlier said he had one heads-up table with Linus. I don't know if he meant here in the challenge where he was waiting for more people to join, or actually he was playing heads-up.
Yeah, I guess.
I'll be right back. 2 minutes.
Plushies seem to be cooking as well, someone said in chat. The leaderboard won't load for me, but I think he has like big stacks now, so I guess. Yeah, so I ran with some of like Decky against Linus, and Linus has a 16 BB call. And 7-8 is pure showing actually. 7-8, yeah, so we basically just go with like top down with like 7-8 and 7-4 in case anyone is curious. And then just pure check queen jack and stuff.
All right, back. Someone said, please write who the commentators are in the stream description. It should be clear. Finally, some good content. Thank you. It is written on the stream, though. I'm Johan Merlo. You can see my AI-generated avatar, which doesn't look like me that much. And then we got Hierophant on the call as well. I think Owen's ready, so I'll invite him. And you're going to have to pick up again. I think he's going to create a call, basically.
Yeah, all right. Hello?
Yo, welcome back.
He's not picking up.
Sorry? Oh yeah, not yet.
He's not picking up yet. We'll have to wait a bit.
Yeah, I think he's done playing. I don't see him at the tables anymore, so he sat out. Beppe Bergomi just sat. There we go. He's in the mix. I don't think...
Owen left, so another prodigy came. Because we were both prodigies.
Wait, what?
Like, Beppe's nick on PokerStars is Enfant Prodigy. So we're both like prodigies.
Okay.
Yeah, and like Owen came up like as like the new guy from Gorilla, and Beppe is like the new guy from BitB. So like the two like biggest CFPs and high stakes as well.
So it's les enfants terribles. The two prodigies. Yo, what's up, Owen? How you doing?
A real prodigy.
I'm okay, all right.
You don't sound that hype.
You know. Yeah, I just kind of irritated. I made some mistakes. But I don't know. Early days.
Yeah. How's it been?
Any hands? Any hands you could share on stream, Owen?
It's hard because they're like exploitative things. But like
Sad.
there were, I don't know, there were some spots where I had an intuition to do something, and then I was like, I couldn't work out where the intuition was coming from, so I just did the sensible thing. And I look back on it afterwards, or like, not even look back on it afterwards. You just see with the show table, and it was just like, fuck. Exactly what I thought was going on was going on. But I just kind of got in my own way a bit. But I think the confidence will hopefully come, and I'll just be like, doing my own thing instead of trying to play nice, sensible poker. We'll get into rhythm with a few more days.
Yeah, the last time we heard from you was during the Mid Stakes Championship, and I believe you mentioned how, like, for the High Stakes Championship, you wanted to kind of like, get ready, maybe get in the lab and put in some work. So was that something you were able to do before this?
Definitely had the opportunity to. No, I was I don't know. I mean, I didn't get in as much prep as I really should have, but I did get in some. And I was also just like trying to play a bunch just to get myself feeling sharp again. So yeah, just getting back into the feel with that. But it's also like I was getting in a lot of reps at like I was getting in all these reps at like 10-20 just to get hands in. And then it's obviously very different when you're playing like, the the like 10-20 leaderboard grinders versus like Linus, Davey, Flushy,
Yeah.
So yeah, I think didn't quite match. Like I don't think I've been as sharp as I want to have been. Like I got cooled a few times, but then it's like, but it's also like there were definitely some spots where I had opportunities to do better. I think I'm not sure what the results going to be. I guess I'm going to be like down 2 or 3 buy-ins when the leaderboard updates.
Yeah, nothing crazy.
Yeah, nothing crazy, but like I think it's probably going to be I'm down like 3 buy-ins, and I should be down 2.
Okay.
I just made enough mistakes around the place that I could have fixed. But yeah, I mean, it's good. It's good to be like feeling like that in a way, because it's like when I'm being hypercritical of myself, that's always like a good sign that I'm actually gonna like lock in and fix this stuff. If you're, if you're sort of hand waving this shit away, then it's easy to like let yourself get away with it. Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, I can talk about some other people's hands. Not mine though. Fuck that.
Yeah, actually, I'm curious. Like, have you seen the leaderboards, and did you have
Oh
any
yeah,
particular thoughts on them?
Davey's gonna win. Yeah, Davey's off he's up like 6 buy-ins already. Yeah, no, Davey's so good.
He's above EV. Yeah, so like,
Yeah.
for me, at the last Cash Game World Championship, I didn't really know, the high stakes scene, so I kind of learned about it on the fly. And Davy Jones was one of the names that kept coming back. I think you were one of the guys mentioning him as one of the super strong players. I kept hearing as well about how he got like this high win rates, which almost seemed like it wasn't possible in the high stakes games. And he ended up not playing that much, maybe because of the time he was on Christmas. And this time, he's there, he's playing, and he's doing really well. Is this prophecy? Like, does it all make sense, or you think it's just still too early to be able to say?
Yeah, I mean, at least it makes me look smart in a way. I've been power ranking Davey number 1 for a while. I put him as, I think this was like 2-3 years ago now. I said that he was my pick for the strongest 6-max player. It's interesting because one of my friends who was watching it said that Davey fucked up a few hands. Said he'd been making some mistakes. So, and then I look at it and he's up like almost 7 buy-ins in EV even. It's not even like he's outflipped people. It's kind of nuts. But yeah, Davey's really fucking good. Also, doesn't surprise me that he does well out of the gate, because I think there's probably quite a few people playing right now who, like, they've got very little experience against him, and because he has like so much stuff which will just outright confuse you. Um, if if you haven't played with him before, it doesn't really surprise me that leads to like a sort of fast start. Because probably, yeah, some people probably just getting lost, and then feels like you're chasing shadows, and then you click call and suddenly he has it.
What about the rest of the leaderboard? Like we have Chile in second place. It's very few hands, less than 1K, but then Xiao Jun is in the mix. Kevin with a pretty good volume. Nothing you wouldn't expect from him, like almost.
Oh, that's so
25.
rough for Kevin. He's like 5th in the leaderboard and he's down 30k. That's fucked up.
Yeah, he's running pretty bad so far.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean it's obviously very early days. It's kind of interesting because like yesterday I saw Linus with all these massive stacks and I thought he was up tons. And I guess he'd just been playing all day, so he'd got the massive stacks even though he'd basically broke even. But yeah, Linus it's probably like second most volume. Yeah, Kevin just puts in so many hands. Already 2,500 hands. It's nuts. Like that guy's like, he's a machine. He might just grind his way to the win.
Well, actually, Rigged is leading the volume. Unfortunately, not to a good result.
Ooh.
Very Stefan-esque here. Like most volume, but
yeah, that's the thing. Playing 4,000 hands in a day against people this good is pretty dangerous. Like Marinelli in there with 3K hands as well.
He's doing zero table selection as well. He was playing some like maybe literally like toughest lineups possible, kind of.
Yeah. Oh, I heard you say earlier. I was putting the stream on occasionally. I heard you say none of the top players are missing. Wow, that was so rough. And I was like, there was no Barak at the time, and I think who else? Well, I guess no Barak was. Oh yeah, was Decky playing at the time?
Yeah, I think he was.
Yeah, I mean, when I said none of the top players, I meant like top 4 or something, top 3.
Barak was playing as well, I think, at the time. At least one table.
Yeah, I think Barak was playing the entire time, or like he joined soon after I started.
He hears you say it, he sneaks in so that no one realizes. Just quickly gets the table up. Camping the stream.
And Munez with a rough start here. And like we saw you get the better of him as well in that one hand.
It surprised me because like I've been playing a bit with Munez. I didn't think he was getting killed, and also he actually played some really nice hands. So I was a bit surprised to see that he's just down piles. I remember, I opened the leaderboard at the start of today, and I was like, "What the fuck?" Because I thought he was playing quite sharp. But then, I mean, you can play some nice hands and just get killed anyway, right?
Yeah.
Right. There's not much you can do about some setups.
And Matt Marinelli is back playing some big volume as well. Like he's almost at 3K hands, down 2 binds currently in EV. Running not so great, but he's a bit under EV. Yeah, I was like, you probably want to see this.
Yeah.
Reminds me of the later days of the last Cash Game World Championship where these two were always playing and like sometimes on voice or like chatting about how bad one or the other might be running.
I remember us all just rooting against Barak the whole time. Because like, he's such a dirty son. Bluff!
Chris Nguyen back in the mix as well.
Oh, yeah.
Playing as Luca.
Yeah, he got some bluster against me today at times.
Lama also did play a little bit. Actually, like the first stream I did, I was talking to him and he's like, "Oh yeah, I'm going back to bed." And then I go off and what do I see? Within no time he's at the test. So I guess he couldn't sleep. Probably too excited about the stables being up and ended up joining. And Light.
We should have a
Go ahead.
Yeah, I just saw Zaz right there with 34 hands. We should have a leaderboard on the side for the amount of chat bans. He'd already be in the lead. He's been chat banned twice. We can see how many times that happens to him across the across the whole tournament.
But the funny thing is, he was chatting even before he joined the table. He was saying, "I want to buy a seat," like, and give me the position on the whale. So he was already kind of like spamming the chat. Then he joined, cursed a little bit, got timed out.
Why do I feel like the whale was, one of the high stakes pros when he was saying
I don't even know who he was talking about either, because it was like all legit players at the table. So, and we got Ohio Mark returning 500 hands so far. Decky putting in some volume. Joe Adams, good showing so far. Of course, it's not many hands, but he's up. Barak up. Jason Gale.
Decky was moaning to me earlier today. He was just like, "Why isn't there a prize for the most solver accurate? I've played so many hands like a bot today." That's so cringe. Grow up.
Actually, it's interesting he says that, because I can't reveal anything, but there may be something in relations to that. So he'll have to wait and see. Chile being second. Any thoughts on that, or like Xiao Jun, like the second and third place?
mean, it's a bit early to I would really be deep in the hot takes if I was like, wow, like 2 buy-ins, like, do you know what I mean? Doesn't surprise me that his stack swings around a bit though. Like, he's a very aggro player. I think he's very aggro and very capable. I really like the way he plays poker though. Bit like I mean, if there was like, if there was some dark horse picks, I could see him making a run. If I was trying to pick from one of the names which people wouldn't be able to guess off the off the top.
Should we get Sakram started on standard deviation? He talked a lot about it during the mistakes.
Oh man, he's so cringe. Always telling me that 40,000 hands is nothing. You might not be the best in the world. Shut up. Tell it to watch.
I mean, look, if you win again, like, I will admit that it's undeniable. Variance isn't real, and you're just
is a myth that is a myth that break-even regs are used to cope. Wait, actually, no, I'm down. No, variance is massive. I've got to be non-committal about my answer and how important variance is until we see whether I'm actually in contention to win it.
How's it been fun-wise for you then to get back into this? Like, any stress at all, or it's been pretty relaxed? You just get in there and do your thing?
I mean, no, there definitely is stress. People just put you in stressful spots, but it's kind of fun, get the heart beating. It's pretty I don't know. It's like, on one hand, yeah, excited to be back playing again, and then on the other hand, I made some mistakes, and I was like, "What the fuck are you doing?" Like, I was so irritated at myself. Whereas, like, if it's at 2K, I'll just sort of brush it off and be like, "That's not, yeah, it's cool. We get them next time." But now I'm just like, "You fucked up that one hand."
I think it's like a common trait of high performers, though, to be like very self-critical, isn't it? Or like to be very honest about mistakes and things like this.
Yeah. I mean, I'm just saying it does contribute to the stress though when you're like, now's the time to perform.
Yeah, for sure. Well, you have 4 weeks. It's good. It's a good amount. Are you surprised by the amount of players, by the way, that are already in there? Because like the last, I can bring it up actually. Last Cash Game World Championship total entries. I believe nobody was removed from this because there's someone listed with like,
it was like 50 or something, like 47.
No, it's less. It's 43.
Oh, look at that. 43.
Because like, yeah, obviously you can remove me. It was like the giveaway joke thing, but it's 43 people. And now on the leaderboard of this current Cash Game World Championship, there is 30 already.
Oh, that sounds that's kind of interesting. My guess was that it was gonna be like half the size.
Yeah.
Just because not a lot of people had like been very vocal that they were gonna participate.
Yeah.
But I think a lot of people just like we had a vote for what time to start, and I think like 10 people voted. But then yeah, like 30 people already showing up, and I'm sure like more will hop in. There's a few people I'm talking to who are considering playing.
Yeah, like Absolute Top Up didn't play yet. Like there's a lot of those guys that I personally would expect, but again, I'm
Yeah,
probably the one with the
I'm
least
surprised,
knowledge.
I'm surprised he's not giving it a go.
Like we can go over some of the guys that haven't played yet. So Daniel Vasilev hasn't. Ignacio, Absolute Top Up,
I kind of feel like, wait, how many hands did Daniil get in last year?
11K.
I like haven't seen anything of Daniil in ages, so it wouldn't surprise me if he didn't play. I just haven't seen him anyway.
I see him streaming on Twitch sometimes, playing some 500 NL on fenced Russian sites.
I was
Like
gonna
every few
joke.
weeks I will see
I was
him.
gonna joke. He's still trying to complete his No Limit 50 challenge and losing for a year straight. But who knows?
Yeah.
He was actually getting cooked in that challenge. He was down like a bazillion buy-ins when I checked. 50 NL is just unbeatable.
Oh, I thought you meant he was in No Limit 500s. I was gonna say like we've
No,
already
no,
established high stakes player cannot beat No Limit 500. We saw that.
Yeah, but he was doing like a 50 NL challenge, I think, and he was down like so many buy-ins.
Dude, No Limit 50 is the real level of poker. Let me tell you.
Yeah, it's above no
I think
sleep.
it's like 50 NL is like, I'm not saying it's a hard stake to beat. It's a hard stake to play well at. Like if you're used to playing high stakes and then you're there, like it's like I could see why he would just play badly at 50 NL. Just because I mean, imagine someone shoves into you on the river and you're used to playing 50-100. It's like, it's a small blind to see it. Like, come on.
For sure. So yeah, some of the guys that we haven't seen: Daryl Go, Jam, Big Joe, Alex Trevelyan.
I'd expect Daryl to play some. Although he's been kind of like he's been transitioning from semi-retired to retired, I think, unless he's just playing in some games which I don't know anything about. But he's not playing so much these days. Although actually, I saw him playing recently. He was playing some 5K recently. Yeah. I mean, I'd imagine Peta gets in there for a bit.
Pepe just
like
hopped in
Void,
today,
yeah.
and he wasn't on the leaderboard yet. Yeah, Voidamets is one of
I
those
would have
guys.
been shocked if Beppe didn't play. Beppe battles. Beppe gets involved in 10K reg battles all the time anyway.
Yeah.
So it would shock me if he was playing them normally and then just didn't play them for the championship. That would be a very weird decision.
And actually, I talked to The Rock today. He said he's been playing a little bit of PLO, but he might play this like
Always
with a few binds.
Yeah, I thought the Rock was good vibes.
What about those guys like CD9K and Tobias Does Filer? Do you think they're gonna play?
I mean, I spoke to Duty. I just assumed he was gonna play, and then he said he wasn't really feeling it. I think he's on holiday at the moment.
Yeah.
So he's away on holiday, and he's just like, I'll see how I feel, and like maybe come back. Like maybe play when he come back, but he didn't seem. But also, this is kind of the way with Duty. He doesn't seem like he's going to hop in, and then like he looks at a table and he's just like, "Oh, these fucking guys are playing. I got to go take their money." And next thing you know, he's next thing you know, he's 200K in the hole apparently. But
yeah, Kaki actually he talked about this with the PLO challenge, where I think he said it was Veni Vidi that he told he's like, "Oh, you should play a little bit in the start and like try," and then he ended up playing like a very decent amount of volume because he had started playing basically.
Yeah.
Okay, I just saw a hand that maybe we could go back over if you guys are down. We got rigged opening under the gun. I guess hijack since he's 5-handed. 2.25, Linus 3-bets, small blind. How deep are we? Okay, we're 186 big blinds deep. So 3-bets by Linus. Is it okay to, like, should you 3-bet like this or bigger considering how deep they are?
Like small blind 3-bet is usually quite mad, so it's fine for it to be small. Like the big blind, it gets a lot bigger.
Okay.
But like the small blind, you still 3-bet stuff like King 10 suited or whatever, so it's not like you don't need to go massive.
And then we get a 4-bet to 28 bigs. Again, we're 180 big blinds deep-ish.
Yeah, then the 4-bets are like more polar, so you use the big sizes again.
Linus calls. Queen 5-3. Check. And he bets third pot.
Yeah, queen high boards are pretty good for you. You've got all the ace queen off, and they have to fold it. Well, not all the ace queen off, but you can have ace queen off, and they have to fold it pre when you 4-bet them.
It's like, I don't have much knowledge about, theory and like good poker, but in my mind, check raising is wild in a 4-bet pot out of position there.
No, you definitely need to check raise a bunch. You need to make sure that in position just can't realize tons of equity. Like basically, if you don't check raise them enough, they can just bet the flop and then check back the turn, and they get to see all 5 cards every time. And you don't really want to let that happen.
So how do you build your range there? Like, what do you have when you do this?
You start with like the vulnerable value hands. So overpairs, especially without a spade, I guess, probably wants to run it very aggressively. I mean, he could be check raising like aces here. He could have slow played it pre and then just check raise on this flop.
Yeah.
But he could have kings as well. Ace queen, he could have ace queen suited. And then like some flush draws, and then some more like trashy stuff as well. You don't, that if you just take the flush draws and all the nuts, the range is a bit too strong.
And then if you rigged here with your strong hands, how do you decide for calling versus jamming?
Well, it's sort of similar decision to how you check raise them. The more vulnerable ones you rip, and then the more invulnerable ones you slow play.
Okay. So like, what would you slow play, for example?
Well, you wouldn't 4-bet it that much in position this deep. But if you had pocket queens, sure. Like aces with a spade probably makes quite a lot of sense as a slow play. Yeah, I mean those are like the main like clear slow plays, and then yeah, you've got like kings no spade feels like a clear fast play, and then kings with a spade or aces no spade is sort of like do what you want, like go whichever way makes you happy.
Okay. We see a call by Linus. So 37K in the middle. And these are the holdings. We had aces versus ace queen suited. So the hand just kind of played itself.
Yeah.
The way it went.
Well, I mean you don't have to check raise the ace queen, but yeah. And yeah, aces without the spade, pretty good one to just run it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean it's just tight position stuff. Like when you're deep, you get 4-bet, and like they're in a tight position. There's just there's a lot of coolering each other going on. Yeah.
All right. Good stuff. Let's see if I can find some big pots maybe to go over. You say you don't want to do your own hands, right?
Nah, fucking my hands. All of my hands are just me like fitting around them, like oh god, no, I can't say anything.
And do you know everyone playing, or is there like a bunch of next you have never played with? Because like looking over a list, there's like quite a few people I've never heard of.
There are quite a few. There's like I don't know, there's a few I don't recognize. But like also people are kind of slowly working out who is who. Yeah, I do. But I keep forgetting everyone. It is quite irritating that some people just like have a different screen name. But like as in like they're known, but they were playing on a different screen name at the start, and then they didn't tell anyone, and we had to run them down. But whatever, it's happening fairly quickly.
Can you share who it was? Like someone known who changed the their nick?
But here's the thing: I don't know if they did it like on purpose. So I don't want to be like a dick, you know. Oh my god, that's so Barack. That's so like that's just classic fucking Barack. Fucking get it in Ace King versus Ace King and free quarter them. Jesus Christ, it's disgusting.
You have a message for Barack if he's listening.
Oh my god. I don't know. You can't say much for that. Like this is why last year we were all cheering when he like got scooped in flips.
Come on, he's a nice guy. Let him cook.
He's a nice guy, but he's like he runs too well. I'm allowed to be salty about the way he runs.
But he revealed his trick to run well, though. Is it the Zoran or something, right?
Zohar.
Yeah, Zoran.
Like a Jewish book. Yeah.
I found another hand that looks interesting, actually, featuring Mr. Barack that we just talked about. So it's blind on blind. He opens deck. He calls 9-8-4 with the flush draw. Check, check. King on the turn. He bets 75%. Deck he calls 6 of spades on the river. He bets quarter. Third. And there is a raise. They check the turn, right? Yeah. No, sorry. They check the flop and then he bet turn and call. Does this spot speak to you guys easily? Because for me, it doesn't really.
Blocking it raised here. Yeah, I mean, an interesting raise size deck it goes for. I guess it's fine, but like, you could definitely go bigger if you wanted. So this is a raise size to include some 2 pairs and stuff. But this is the sort of raise size if you want to still raise like King 6, King 4. So yeah, he might be playing only one size here.
But Barack is repping mostly a king when he checks flop, bets turn big, or like what else? And then what about Decky? Because he checks back flop and calls turn, and now he's raising river.
He could have hit the river, but he also, I mean, he could just have like, yeah, I mean, he could have a flush, but it could also be like, I mean, it could be a straight, it could be 2 pair. I guess it could be pocket sixes. That's kind of a bit dicey on the turn. Like you'd probably just fold on the turn. But I mean, I don't know. It wouldn't be the most insane hand to show up with here. Yeah, I mean, Barack's basically just saying he has like 1 pair, and he needs to get called. And well, what did he do? Did he come over the top? Please come over the top. Come over the top is fun.
He did.
Hmm?
Yeah, he jammed.
Oh, he jammed. Nice. There's my boy. See, that's fun. And now, I mean, this is kind of interesting in deck issues. You know, I mean, well, I mean, it's hard to say what deck he should do if you don't really know his hand.
How does it look like in theory land here? If you're Decky, for example, like let's say you have a straight somehow, or like a 2 pair, or yeah.
It kind of it kind of matters whether he has just 1 size or not. If this is his only raise size, then obviously he can have a bunch of flushes. But if he sometimes goes much bigger with a flush, then you need to do a bit like you need to think about calling straights and 2 pairs more often, right? So yeah, it's kind of hard to say. I mean, Decky's a bit of a he enjoys being a bit of a solver nerd. So it wouldn't surprise me if he had something a bit complicated going on here. I know. I mean, it's hard to say. What? Yeah, basically, show me the results, and then I'll tell you whether he should have called or not. No, but you obviously just fold here because Barack always has it. Against someone else, you might consider calling. Easy fold. Easy fold. Yeah. If it was a different screen name, you might think that you're good with a flush here. But
That's pretty
the rest of
brutal.
us know that you've got 0%. Very undisciplined call there to pay off Barack with not even the second nuts.
What are Barack's bluffs here? Like, if he has an ace of spades somehow, that could have played like this?
No, it's probably like, well, it's just a bunch of King X with a spade.
Okay.
Yeah, he has a lot of different King X because it doesn't really matter which spade you have because Decky should be calling every flush, so it's not a big deal which spade you have. Maybe the 10 of spades is nice because Decky could have some like 10-7 off with a spade which raise calls, but he folds 10-7 off no spade. That, I mean, maybe.
But I think the ace of spades
There's a
doesn't
lot of
matter that
risk on
much. Usually that's like the nut blocker that most people
Yeah,
will
but
think
that
of.
only matter. Like the reason the ace of spades is often so good is because people play all of their suited aces from every position, right? But the thing is, in this spot, like Decky has like basically every suited hand pre. He folds like a few of the absolute worst ones. But when he has basically every suited hand pre, every spade blocks the same amount of spades. So you only really need to have a good spade to bluff with as Barack here if you think Decky's gonna fold some bad flushes. Like if you think Decky's gonna fold like a 5-high flush and call a queen-high one, then obviously the queen would be a lot more valuable than that. But in theory, I think you're just supposed to get stacked with every flush here.
Okay. Sakram, any thoughts?
I mean, I don't think you're supposed to check back with 8-5 of spades on turn. Oh, sorry, on flop. But otherwise seems reasonable.
Yeah, we'll forgive him of that though. I mean,
Yeah.
I don't know. It's probably in there sometimes. Like he is
Yeah,
a
so
guy that's
I ran with
roll
some.
50%.
I ran with some, and he's supposed to only have like fractional 8-5 suited on the turn, and then it's just pure raising against the
Raising,
B70.
yeah. Actually, yeah.
Yeah.
Becky deserves to get stacked. He missed the turn raise. God,
Yeah,
what a
that's
fish.
not something I would expect from someone claiming to play like a bot. This is like exactly what you should be finding if you want to be a bot.
Yeah, also he found the
2%.
one against me earlier where like I bet King Jack with a flush draw on like 10-9, 5-6, 2 flush draws, and he raised 10-8. How come he doesn't find this one? What the hell?
He's selective.
Yeah, I don't know.
I think Decky just feels like it's time to show up when he's against me. You know, he gets like he's keen to impress.
You're the
Yeah,
champ.
also
You have a
he
target on your
does
back.
he does get to fold like some fractional flushes, like some 10 high flushes exactly. It's obviously like going non-linear, calling some 2 pairs. So like going linear, like all flushes, obviously just snapping it off.
Yeah, that makes sense. Okay, I saw another one. Let's see, who was in this one? Barack and Beppe Bergomi. I'm not going to ask you guys who you think wins it.
Barack definitely won the hand. Barack sacked him.
So Beppe opens button 2.5. Barack 3
It's so
bets the
easy
big
to look
blind.
smart when you're analyzing Barack hands. You just tell people to fold.
Beppe 4 bets. That's not a
I
fold.
don't doubt that Barack would bluff, but he runs too good to have bluffs. He just gets there. So like
So the 4 bet size is. Oh, okay, no, it's 1250. So it would be like, min would be like 2.5, so it was 2.650. And then call, so ace queen 3. Check, bet 10% and a call. 5 of diamonds on the
He went for
turn.
the try hard 10% as well. He actually typed it out. That's nuts. He didn't just put in 5 big blinds.
The turn checks around and river is a deuce. And Barak opens jam. Pepe has a bit more than pots. He calls. Just seems like a pretty sick cooler.
Barak has, wait, what's Barak have? Ace Queen. Pepe has Ace Deuce. Yeah, another easy fold against Barak, which they all miss.
With 2 pairs.
Look, it's like, it's not like, you're so like, it's just, you got to see the pattern, man. You have a very tempting hand which isn't quite the nuts against Brack. You're dead. You're like you have 0%. I know, yeah. I mean, what are you gonna do? Could bet the turn with the ace deuce.
So sick that the river's a deuce as well. Pepe is like bingo.
Yeah. yeah. Just to make sure, just remove all doubt.
That's wild. Anyone you played with so far that you've thought this guy's very sharp? I mean, obviously we're only 2 days in. Or like
They're all fish. No, I mean, yeah, most of them are. Well, or like who I've been surprised by, other than like the obvious names.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, the thing is, it's kind of early days, but I did say Muniz has been playing very well. At least in the sample I've had, he's made some nice plays. Made some nice plays against me as well. Fuck that.
Everybody's coming after you. They're
punting
punting against one another, but against you, they're A game only.
Literally, they're all trying to take me down. It's a conspiracy. But yeah, I mean, Muniz plays my face. I saw Yassam with like the 9-8 where he like floated the turn on like King 7 King.
Yeah.
Float the turn to take it away on river. Yeah, Yassam's sharp. He's always going to be tough to deal with.
Is that one of the spots where there is a lot of leveling wars? Because I was talking about how, it was limped, then raised, and it comes, with any sort of big cards. You're always going to see some sort of bets. And then I've seen, I don't know if it was recency bias, but I feel like I've seen so many min click or raises in this spot. Just because someone is like, you're going to bet everything.
I think people have got a lot better at playing paired boards, actually, over the past year.
Yeah.
I think people have got a lot more used to using these small raises. Whereas last year, I think a lot of people kind of knew they were a thing, but just hadn't practiced it. I think that's actually one of the areas where everyone's just overall sharper. Yeah, a lot more like small raising, small betting on those boards. And yeah, it's a nuisance to deal with. It's just it's a pain.
Speaking of small raises, Barak kind of missed one on the ace queen export. Like his hand is like a pretty significant TV mistake to just flat. It's around the big blind mistake in my sim.
Yeah, but where are the chips?
Sorry?
Huh? Where are the chips?
Oh yeah, I mean, never finished, I guess.
Yeah, like, see, the thing is, what you're not accounting for is, like, what would the solver start doing if it had, like, 2 to 3 times as much ace-queen in that spot as usual? It would have to start finding other ways to play them. And, like, that's the tragedy of Barak. He's just always got to keep coming up with new lines for the nuts.
Yeah, but if you have more ace queen, you should be check raising them even more, because like aces is like the better check call, right? And you just get to optimal amount of traps like very quickly with just aces, right?
Stop bringing logic to my shit posting.
I found another hand that I don't think actually we saw. Out of the blue, just assaulted by pot size. Okay, let's see. It doesn't involve Barak, so there'll be a little bit of suspense here at least. So it's a Linus open on the button, 2.5. Jason Gale 3 bets the small blind, 11 bigs. How deep are we? 140, 123, then 185.
Okay.
So 11, 24 from rigged. Linus folds. And Jason Gale calls. 9-6 deuce with a flush draw. And SPR is 2. Check. Rigged bets quarter. Jason Gale calls. What's it feels like for the 4-bet here, it's much easier to kind of picture the range because obviously he's got like all those like super big pairs and all of that. But what about Jason Gale's range here? He 3-bets small blind, gets called 4 by the big blind. So he has like what, 10s, 9s, 8s?
I mean, he could have aces still. Could definitely still have aces. Wait, yeah, you could have jacks in there. You mostly want to be like running it with kings here, but 125 bigs, like slow playing queens is pretty legit. Same with jacks. Like jacks isn't even like jacks. If you shove it, it's not even really value. It's just like denying equity from stuff like from ace queen. But yeah, he can have that. He can have like suited broadways, some suited aces. Yeah, both ranges are quite linear though. It's just rigged has the stronger linear range.
Okay. So we see a call. Deuce of hearts, so the bold pairs on the turn. Jason Gale checks. Rigged checks back. Queen of spades on the river. Once it's checked by both here, what strong hands do we still have? In particular for rigged, right? Because he checks back the turn.
Well,
And
they
there's
can
two flush
both
draws.
still have aces. They can both still have aces. Yeah, some could have pocket nines, and then they have the river improved. Like they both hit ace queen a decent chunk. They can have some flushes. Kind of interesting to say who has more flushes. Because Yasan's probably going to check shove a lot of them on the flop if he has a flush draw, and then rigged might see better flush, check back, and then hit it. I mean, he also could just barrel it. But yeah, this queen is fairly board changing, and it's not like it's board changing for both of them. If it's the king, then obviously it's like favoring rigged because Yasan would just like 5-bet jam his ace king a lot pre. But the queen is sort of in both the ranges, and we're in such loose positions that Yasan can continue his ace queens pre.
Yeah, we see Jasm.
Do you think his queen is worth a stack here, by the way?
I don't think so. It's interesting. It might be a weird one where in position gets to play for a stack with it, but out of position doesn't, because it feels very cuspy. Because like you're just losing to the traps, right? Like okay, so you're losing to traps, you're losing to flushes. You chop with their ace queen, and then what are you getting called by worse than that? So like rivered queen from rigged. If you rip ace queen as Yasam here, like you're trying to really get heroed by like I don't even know, like you're trying to get heroed by like ace king with a spade. Like what else is reasonably heroing you here? Like, it's really hard for him to have anything.
King queen, jack stuns.
Jackson 10 surely just bet the turn always. Like I mean, maybe some amount,
Maybe.
but I mean, they did then. Like okay, they might be there sometimes in solver. They're very inhuman to check.
But king queen surely is still in there.
Yeah, but it's like it's not that many combos, So I wouldn't personally think you get to play ace queen for a stack here out of position, especially against humans. Like maybe the solver makes enough absurd heroes and like puts you on some crazy shit.
Would you block? I think I would block ace queen.
Yeah.
And yeah, we did have an open-ender, flopped by Jason, and rigged river. I didn't have much of a decision here. We were the nuts. So.
Yeah, bit of a call. I mean, like Yasam could maybe, as we were saying, like he could have some block bet sizes, but like, yeah, I mean, you're mostly just gonna rip it in here.
Is this a must bluff here when you have the open-ender?
Yeah.
Like,
you have to. You've got 8 high, man. Well, we gotta do something with 8 high, and it's like, it's not like one of those spots where you have tons and tons and tons of non-showdown value air, like, because all your flush draws got in, and then like ace queen hit as well. So you're really reaching to have something here to like bluff, which is like a similar level of showdown to this. Like you have other stuff you could turn into bluffs. But yeah, I mean, I think nice hand. He's just unfortunate to run into it. Sucks to be you when the other guy's ripping the nuts and you've got 8 high.
Who has more flushes there?
I guess rigged slightly, but I don't know. The queen blocks so many.
Yeah.
I think it's just Yasam would mostly check shove his flushes on the flop, and when rigged cold 4-bets, he's actually quite suited cards heavy. As compared to like normal 4-bets where you have like more like offsuit or like speculative stuff. Like you're actually kind of suited hand heavy in the cold 4-bet pot.
And the 8-7 in this spot, it's a must call against a cold 4.
Yeah, so these hands typically just do quite well against the cold 4 ranges, because they're not very dominated. So you can flop draws where you're not likely to be in like draw over draw situations. You tend to, like if you compare like 8-7 suited to like ace-7 suited, right? When you have ace-7 and you hit top pair, you often get stacked by ace-king, ace-queen. Whereas like 8-7 can outdraw those, and like I mean, sure, you have like less outs versus the over pairs, but like ace-7 would only have like 3 outs versus queens anyway, right? So like having all those outs against their like offsuit high cards is pretty good. So usually these hands are pretty nice calls to the 4-bet. Like they don't 3-bet super often, but then when they do, they're like plus EV versus the 4-bet.
If somebody was to join this challenge and then in these type of spots just kind of like folds, hands like 8-7 suited here, like let's say 3-bets, he gets cold 4 and then he folds, how would that affect like them, or like would players be able to react like very well, because they would not even really see like what he folded, right? It only shows like the winner's hand on show tables. So do you think...
but it's also kind of like, I mean, they're just like, they're worth like a big blind or 2 as a call. So okay. It's like you kind of just like lose that money without them doing anything. And also, I think, it will take a while, but people will generally notice if you're quite tight. Who's that? I see wagons.
Hey man. Hello, sir.
How's it going?
Going all right, yeah. Going all right. How about yourself?
Yeah, I'm chilling. Probably bringing up the bottom of the leaderboard right about now, but early days.
Hey, I mean, it can only get worse. Or other way around. Sorry.
Appreciate the support.
No worries. Where can I find this stream? What are we doing? Poker Academy?
I'll link you. How have you been, Dylan?
Yeah, I'm doing all right.
Are you gonna hop into the action?
Oh yeah, I can't wait. just people I love playing with. Pros.
Yeah, that's how you get the best practice.
Oh yeah.
Look at the timing. I think all the tables like just died out.
Do you think, man? I mean, they're not even playing. Do you think if I sat, they would play?
Only one way to find out.
I wonder if everyone would play. It just looks like no one's playing.
Yeah,
you know what?
For the fans.
Yeah, for the fans, right?
This for science. This for science. You can sit out after an orbit after we test it out.
Oh, you know what? I don't have money on the site.
Oh no.
Yeah.
Cringe.
It's okay, I can transfer you.
So Dylan, how have your games been going then?
Yeah, going all right. I just got back from China.
Oh.
And I am currently in some city in England called London. Actually, I just got here.
Wait, you're in London?
Nice.
Oh, are you in London? Are you English?
Yes.
Hey.
Looking at the temps right now, actually.
I am looking. I'm in Battersea right now.
Wait, what? I'm in Battersea. Where the fuck are you?
Oh snap!
Do you know?
Me? Are you like in my closet?
You don't really. I mean, if I was in the closet, I wouldn't be really telling the whole world, would I be? You know. I mean,
yeah, true.
No. Do you know where the power station is?
Yeah. That's like
I'm right next to the power station.
Oh, cool.
I can see. Have you been at the power station with like the ice rink and all the carnival games?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I can see that from my window. Yeah.
Oh, nice. Should grab a drink or something. What are you up to in London?
Well, I got here like a few days ago. Just hanging out with a few friends, and then I'm going to a concert tonight. Just like some small indie band. And funny enough, I used to listen to them like 7 years ago. And my buddy Tim, when we were in China together, he goes, "Hey, if you're back in London by this time, we should go see my cousin. He's in a band." I go, "Oh, what kind of band?" He's like, just like, just something. It's like, "Can you play me a song?" He's like, yeah. And he plays a song that I used to listen to before I even met him. And I was like, "Dude, I know this band. I've listened to them piles on Spotify." He's like, "What the fuck?" So I came here for the thing, and then I was supposed to go to Mexico City to go see Queens of the Stone Age, Foo Fighters, Franz Ferdinand, but I don't think I'm going to go anymore. And I might just chill out here for another week or two, and then go see. There's like a couple other concerts that I might go see. Well, concerts is a bit loose of a term for what these degenerate fucking things are, but it's yeah. I'll probably be here for a week or two.
Where were you in China?
Macau. I was playing in Macau.
Nice.
Yeah.
Very nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's good to hear from you.
Thanks.
It's been a while since that mid-stakes champion. We didn't end up getting food in Vegas, by the way. Next time.
Yeah. I mean, you did invite me, and I said no.
I don't even remember. Did I? Screw you then. What the hell, man?
It's when you went with Michael and his fiance at the time, wife now.
Oh yeah, that's right.
But I was playing. I had a pretty busy summer this summer. I was playing every day, which I didn't expect, but it was nice.
Okay.
All right.
No. I think that's gonna be it for today. Then maybe we can. Do you want to go into a hand at all?
Dude, I got no idea what's going on with these people. These guys are so good. Dude, look at that.
Just say maybe call, maybe fold. And then you just look, you've got all bases covered.
I might punch down a little bit. We still punch down on this channel?
Love it. Nothing better.
Dude, what is that? Oh my god.
Let's find whoever's bottom of the leaderboard and go bully them.
Who is bottom of the leaderboard? Maybe I should go to his, hit his burrow in London and buy him a drink.
Munez is right now in the last spot at the latest update, and second to last is Rig Deck, who finished second last time.
I just saw Rig win a few big pots though, so maybe he's in bad shape.
Yeah, it's very early.
Wait, so you're looking at the Thames River? So am I.
Wild, small world, small Battersea.
Are you more towards Battersea Park, or are you more towards like Westminster? Like
so like,
Yeah, dox yourself on the stream, Prodigy, will you?
oh
Let's see
yeah,
what that Rolex
actually.
ends up like at the end of the night.
Let's see. Let's not do
Are you like on the, close to like Matt House Road and Ponton Road? And then if you are
22 Baker Street. That's the one.
22 Baker Street. Is that where you live?
No, that's Sherlock Holmes.
Oh, is that the Vic?
No.
No, it's next to the Vic. There's actually a 22 Baker Street in London.
Oh, I think he's like 221. So.
Oh, but yeah, 22 Baker Street is close to the Vic.
Dylan, do you see on the stream? There's the leaderboards.
Oh yeah, here we got Davy Jones up top. What a shock! I saw him in Macau, and I talked to him, and he was like super excited for this. He's like, oh, this is gonna be fun, and he's like, yeah, there's so much heads up now, and it's nice that there's gonna be like some 3 max, 4 max, and he was looking forward to it, and especially with the dates now changed to the November. Yeah.
Yeah, what was the story, by the way? I tried to tell the story that's like you told me you were at some events, maybe in Spain or whatever, and then you ran into him, and then suddenly he's telling you like how to exploit liners, like unprompted.
I just busted I busted the PSPC main event in like 13th with like 4 mil up top. And I was like pretty sad because I broke even for the trip because I put a bunch of buy-ins into like some other tournaments, and I got like 13th for like 200K, and I go drink my face off after like 5 days of playing poker, and everyone's at the bar, and the day before it was me. We went to like a 10-person dinner after we bagged day 4, and it was me, Davey, and Nacho who were still in out of like 40 people left. And we decided to flip for the dinner between the 3 of us in like a 10-person dinner. And whoever lasted the longest had to end up paying for dinner. So I ended up paying for dinner. And then we all met up at the bar the next day after I busted. And I was like, hey, I want to get some like more coaching again. And but if you know anyone, because I asked him like a year ago when I saw him in Vegas, like if he ever did that. Like, no. So then he's like, I asked him again, like, do you know anyone that coaches? And he goes, no, but I don't do coaching. I was like, oh, it's okay. Like, I'm not asking you. Like, yeah, but let me ask you a question. He goes, let me ask you a question. He goes, okay, on this board, like, what do you think is like a very like a good bluff here, or like a good something, or just like whatever. Can't remember. And I go, like this. And he goes, well, Linus, for example, he likes to do this. He likes to do this very much, or something. And I'm like really fucked up, and I'm just like trying to fucking remember everything and just chugging water. Fucking like, this is like 3 years ago now, but he's like, the way he was talking was just like very cool. He's like truly addicted to poker. Maybe has a gambling problem.
It's not a gambling problem, it's a gambling solution. He's sick.
He was, he's a very nice guy. Him and his brother as well. His brother's really nice, very honest people, and yeah.
You said you went to Macau, by the way. Did you run into Flushy by any chance?
No, he plays the Win game. So I was playing at the Venetian and MGM, and Flushy plays at the Win.
Okay.
Yeah, they're on like 2 opposite sides of the city. Not far from each other, but usually people just kind of stick to where they play.
Yeah. And looking at the leaderboard, anyone else you're familiar with, or that you have any story to share? Do you know Chile, by the way? Because I ran into him at the Bellagio when you were there, actually, last time in Vegas.
Yeah. I know him. I met him in Vegas. We went to dinner. I know. I don't think I've met Kevin. I've played with Kaihan a bunch in Vegas. I know Ivan. I know Barack. me and Barack have had some nice times in the jacuzzi together. It's very cute. Linus, I mean, we go way back, you know.
You one of his OGs.
Oh, hi, Mark. I've known him for a long time. He was probably one of the first people I met in online poker outside of like my original poker group. Yeah, that's it. Oh, there we go. Get some more people. There's Sila. Oh, and then we got Top Cat. Yeah, I met Top Cat in Vegas. He's a great guy. Prodigy, scumbag.
Wow.
Oh, sorry. Matt, don't know Matt. I know Chris Nguyen. Actually, Chris Nguyen, we were on. I was on some dinner break of a tournament in Wynn, and it was a bunch of like tournament guys from Vienna and Netherlands, and he was there as well. And we were talking, and I was like, oh, he was the only person younger than me at the table. So we started talking, and then we exchanged numbers, and then like the next day or the day after, we rented some house to have like a small little 4th of July barbecue get together, and I was like, hey, do you want to come? Like, you know, just hang out. Everyone's got something to do, but we're just gonna make it chill. He's like, yeah, come. And he comes, and we started talking, and then he said like one of his screen names online, and I was like, oh, dude, we've played before. And he was like, yeah, because he plays cash, and he's a really nice guy. And I met Rig Deck out in Macau, and yeah.
I heard from Decky was saying that me and Chris were punting off tourneys so hard that between us we'd ruined the chance for cash game regs everywhere to sell up markup.
Yeah. I mean,
just because we dusted them.
Those tournament guys are good, you know, like.
Yeah, I do. I mean, I ran some like 5-bet bluffs on the river, which didn't get through somehow.
I saw the hand. I saw the hand.
I think I think it did the rounds. Probably not my.
I think everyone saw the hand. I don't know a single person who didn't.
Was it King 9?
Advertising. It's coming. Like it's gonna come home any day now.
Yeah, I was thinking about hopping in the challenge when I saw you sat, because I was like, dude, this guy sucks at tournaments. This is kind of like a cash game tournament. It's good that Coinpoker is doing something outside of the cage. Remember the cage on ACR?
No,
I
don't think I played that.
So the cage is like, it was a tournament, but it was just a cash game where you bought in for like 2K or something, one or 2K, and the blinds would go up from like $1, $2 to like $10, $20, and then it would just end. But you couldn't like buy back in or something. It was just a cash game disguised as a like time tournament with like the blinds increasing. It was a really dumb format, but
yeah.
they made it like a big deal.
It's like a tournament, but you just get blue balls at the end because like you don't actually have a winner.
Yeah, there's no winner. It's just like, here you
go. So okay, go home now. Yeah, that's kind of weird.
What about this hand, Owen?
This one versus Flushy. I mean, like, first off, Jesus fucking, this guy's multi-millionaire and he can't afford pre-flop charts. Like,
wait, whoa. What happened here?
9-7 offsuit is a fold versus the hijack.
You opened 2.1. It's cheap.
Yeah, I don't give a fuck. That's disrespectful.
Is this ante or no ante? This is no ante?
No ante. No ante. He calls this 9-7 off bullshit.
Post-flop edge?
Yeah, well, apparently he fucking stacked me.
I
mean, I don't really have much of a decision.
We use GTO Wizard to look up ranges?
I mean, this is how you know the best players in the world aren't cheating. Don't even know what the pre-flop is, still win. What the hell?
Oh, stop. Don't get upset.
I'm upset. I'm upset. Like, Flush is way too good to also run good.
I'm looking at 2x pre on GTO Wizard Chippy V for 100 bigs,
2.1.
and it says, and it's 9.7. I mean, yeah, let's look at 2.25. How close is it? 9.7's in there at 2.25, brother.
Wait, really? Oh fuck, I'm washed.
Oh snap!
Dude, you guys don't have your pre-flop ranges up when you play?
Oh my god, it's like, okay, it's in there like 5%. Fuck this. All right, I guess that means you can have it all the time against 2.1 actually. Yeah, no, fuck it. I'm the washed one.
So what
Jesus
happened in this
Christ.
hand?
I mean, he
Dude,
check tripled.
Check raise, he check raised, check call turn, and then what happened on the river?
He check raised and tripled off.
Oh, he check raised, tripled off.
Yeah, I pot the flop and he just raised tripled off. I mean, I don't really have much of a decision on flop or turn. And then river's just pain. Right, river just sat there like, please give up, please give up, please give up, please give up.
That's when you know you should definitely call the river, when you're asking them to give up.
Is ace-6 indifferent here, or like how does it work? Because you block also like a straight draw and.
Well, I
and
mean,
a
I
flush
block
draw?
some flushes, but I block some straights as well. I don't know. I mean, you just have to call this sometimes, I think.
Do you ever think about if you open 2.3x, this hand would have never happened?
Right, yeah, fuck it. 2.4x all of tomorrow.
Is it okay to troll when you're? close to the bottom of the leaderboard?
Sorry, I was running with
Too
a bit.
soon?
I'm gonna go 2.4x tomorrow. That's the plan.
Nice.
Oh my god.
Actually, I could technically play a few buy-ins in this thing. Yeah,
Ooh.
I played a 6-card PLO game last night, and I bought in for 1K, and I cashed out for 81K.
Damn.
Are you sure it wasn't like a craps or a baccarat?
Like, you can't have that kind of swing in baccarat. It has to be poker to swing like that.
I've done it. Yeah. It was I got it in like I actually got it in for a massive pot with 100% equity on the turn. There was no redraws. The guy had no redraws.
In
It was
6
pretty-
cards. That's in 6
Six,
cards.
yeah.
That happened.
That's sick.
That-
I had ace, king, jack 9 on king 10-8 turn queen, and the guy had jack 9 5 4 4 3.
I didn't know much about 6-card PLO, but
Yeah, it sounds pretty
feels
bad.
like if it's a massive pot, he could have got away from the second nuts no redraw.
No coaching.
my bad.
So you switch to PLO, or like you just slug it out sometimes?
I mean, it's a friend who is running the game, and I just wanted to show up and punt like one or 2K, and then I just won every all in for like a few hours.
Ex-friend. I don't
Yep.
think
Wait, what?
you're not invited again, are you? Ex-friend, right?
No. I'm going back tonight. Right. I was like second highest VPIP in that game. I was playing great.
Where's Owen's invite?
I mean, judging by this ace-6 suited hand, we give him 4 more cards. He might be a weapon. Get fucking in there.
Oh my god. All right, I think that's gonna be it for now with the stream. I guess since the games ended, but
Yeah.
thank you guys for joining and hanging out.
Yeah, I came in. I wanted to play a little bit, do some comment, but if the games aren't gonna go,
Oh no!
Oh, no.
They heard you were coming. They heard you were coming, man.
There's always
terrible.
tomorrow. There's always tomorrow. It's 4 weeks.
What am I doing tomorrow? Yeah.
Something.
Oh, it's 4 weeks. Ooh, yeah. I'm really tied up.
These next 4 weeks are looking rough.
I'm gonna go. Hey, are we doing like another 100 NL championship soon? I'd rather do one of those. See if I can.
It was 500, man. Come on. Who knows? Sometime next year, maybe.
We gotta. I actually think that the mid stakes championship timing of it being in June is kind of it's kind of shitty for some Americans, and Fear the Reaper, or Venator, he played during the World Series when he just didn't have anything to play for tournaments for the first week or two, but then he had to go play tournaments, and then there was also cash games started to pick up, and it was June 1st to June 30th or something. So then a lot of the Americans who would play, I think, didn't get to play, and then during May is Scoop. So if I had a vote to put it in any month, I would put April instead of June, July. But that's just me.
Isn't there always something? Are you sure there's nothing in April that you could just put it there?
Nothing big to the point where you'd rather if there's some crappy EPT, then it's just it doesn't really matter, right? But World Series of Poker and Scoop, World Series of Poker, Scoop, W Coop, those are the three biggest things that people just can't miss. And then also December. So anything in December, anything in June, July, anything in May, October. But if you the mid stakes needs to be in April, I think.
Okay, well
that would be my preference.
Tell Kaki. He's the one.
I'll tell Kaki.
He's the one who can make that happen. All right, thank you guys. Actually, one last question to, I guess, all you guys. What about Americans in this leaderboard? Because I don't see too many of them. We don't have absolute top up yet. So where are the Americans? The eternal Europe against America.
There's a few of them in there, right? You got Llama. You got who's the other? You got Daniel. You got Daniel Soltis.
Matt Marinelli, I guess.
Art. You got Art in there. Yeah, you got there's 4 or 5. I mean, we can't just always be good. Always be the top of the leaderboard. We gotta.
Always.
You know what people say. They love playing with Americans because we're just so friendly.
Yeah.
Inspiring, by the way. Americans just play such entertaining and high quality poker.
Can you give me an example
of an American that plays high quality poker?
No, just any hand.
What, the hand? I think.
High Mark's American. You got 5 Americans.
Yeah. High Mark's American. He High Mark plays some. He plays some very normal, standard. He plays boring poker, man. I'm trying to turn him into a spew monkey. There's much more Americans than that.
Have you ever been on a call with him while he's playing?
Yeah. He mostly just he mostly doesn't really talk about reads. He just says that the other person's shit, in lots of various different colorful ways. He's just this guy just sucks so much, and it's dude, you're in a hand. He's just he's so fucking bad.
Yeah, he'll just be first he'll start singing Jack and Diane, and then he'll be oh, hold on. He's using a fucking retard size again.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just so retarded, but oh god. Dude. You know what? I'm gonna throw my cat across the room, and if he lands on the left side, I'm gonna call. And if he lands on the right side, I'm gonna fold.
That's a great impression.
It's quite the system. His cat's really fucking good at poker. I don't know if he is, but his cat is pretty fucking good.
His cat's fire. Yeah, his cat's good.
All right.
Perfect.
All right. On that note, I guess
let's do some shout outs if you want to.
Yeah, Gorilla Poker. Woo! Sign up. You can get coached by the bottom half of the leaderboard.
Dylan.
Sounds like I could be a coach of fucking Gorilla soon, huh?
Applications are open to coach.
I'm gonna shout out. dude. Don't put me on the spot. This is terrible. Give me like 10 minutes. I'll think of a good one.
Yeah, what about your friend? What about your friend who invited you to a game where you made 80K? Like that sounds like a pretty good shout out.
Yeah, shout out to the guy who rakes like $50 a hand.
Sakram, anything?
Shout out Rob M. I'm gonna shout out Rob M. Mr. Magic.
All right, sounds good. So, Sakram, do you have anything?
No, not particularly.
There he is. Hello.
All right, thank you guys. You have a good night,
Thanks.
and I'll see you guys very soon. You're always welcome back on the stream.
Au revoir, mon ami.
Take care.
Au revoir.
Bye-bye.
Mon ami. Bye-bye.
Yeah, was fun. Bye bye.
Bye-bye. Bye-bye.
All right, that's it for now, guys. Since the game are not continuing, I think they restart later in the evening, so I'll see if I'm around and might do another stream. But yeah, big shout out to all the guests we had on today. You can see them here still on the screen. We had Hierophant coming first, then Prodigy, and then Dylan joining to tell us some stories. So big shout out to them. Shout out to Coinpoker as well and PokerStrategy for making this whole thing happen. Make sure to give them a follow on all their socials. Stay tuned for more Cash Game World Championship action. Much love, everyone.